What's up, y'all? It's Cousin Chet. Back again with JusJus and NaeNizzle.
What's going on in the building, man? What's up, Zeus? Big bro in the back. Big bro in the back, man. Big bro in the back, man.
Amen.
Big bro in the background for this one.
So,
how everybody feeling today? How you feeling, Chet?
I'm feeling good, man. Actually, I had a lot, like a bad couple days, just low. Not really bad. Let me not say it like that. The tornado touched down in my front yard.
Told you it was one.
She got up under the goddamn.
I went in my basement because it kept texting my phone,
She
like,
was
get
scared.
somewhere. And then
you had a reason to be scared.
It was raining. And then motherfucking goddamn it was raining real bad and the wind was going crazy. Then the sun came out, then it got dark again. They kept hitting my phone, like, go in the basement, be somewhere safe. I'm like, it's a difference between a tornado watch and taking a warning. Mm-hmm. A warning is here. We done spotted some shit.
Yes.
And Chet said that was in his front?
Yes.
Damn,
see?
Bro, you saw it?
Down my,
Told you.
I saw it on camera. No, I was in the basement where I was supposed to be.
Oh,
okay. I was in the basement too. This nigga like, why y'all in the basement?
Upstairs? That would have been good footage.
That would have been good footage.
Just leave the phone upstairs.
I'm not a tornado chaser.
No, I ain't saying chasing. No, I'm saying you leave the phone in the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then like just on record, like how we doing right now, then you go in the basement for safety and cover.
I did see the one.
The phone will be gone. That's in the iCloud, ain't it?
But you don't want to have somebody, you want to have a phone.
Oh, you saw.
I saw a video of the one that came through because they were like,
where'd they get that footage?
They're probably like 5 miles away. But I saw,
okay.
Somebody recorded it, and I saw the one that I'm pretty sure it didn't touch down real heavy, man. It was about 100 yards from the front door.
It was one.
That's wild.
And it took down a full ass tree, and then it took out big ass branches out of 3 other trees.
Damn.
And it took there's some barns and some fence. There's some minor damage out my way, but
damn.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man, because like
I'm glad you're safe.
Right. Like there's part of me that was like it wasn't no big deal, and then there's part of me like, dude, you are 100 yards away from like your car getting
messed up, damaged, anything
across a couple miles,
or thrown into the house, even worse.
Thrown into the house.
You know what I'm saying?
What make you want to do? Get some fucking insurance on everything.
It makes me want to be grateful, is what it does.
Exactly.
It makes me.
That too,
that's what I was going to say.
Oh my God, I feel like a bullet just zoomed by my head.
Insurance on that too.
Like that's what it feels like. It's like a bullet just zoomed by my head. I'm like, oh my God, 2 inches more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
how about you? How was your week?
My week was cool.
Other than your scare, getting under the table, under the basement,
and we've had tornadoes the last few years. Like, there was that one year there was 12 of them that dropped down.
Hey, I brought that tornado.
He said I brought that tornado.
I did.
Tell me how you brought the tornado.
Cause I summons the wind.
Period. That's all you gotta say. And the big nigga came. I'm like, motherfuckers didn't even know it.
Did not summon that?
Shut up, bro.
Did I?
Shut up.
Be honest. I summoned the tornadoes.
You was mad?
Was I mad?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't mad. I was angry.
Oh shit. He was like, I was angry.
Mad is something I don't get into. Yeah. Mad is something I don't get into. Mad is like just real quick. This is how I feel about mad. Like back in the day, they used to say Mad Hatter or the Mad Man. Or the mad is when you
kind of crazy.
Bro, I'm cool on that.
Mad is a state of mind.
No, mad is a place you really don't want to go to because now you're uncontrollable.
It's an
Being
emotion.
angry is okay. No, mad is not an emotion. Mad is like the Mad Hatter, the madman. You know what I'm saying? He went mad and then yeah,
like a little bit crazy, like
you said,
a little disconnected, a little loco.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So being angry, frustration, disappointment, upset, all of them is cool. Not mad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'd have been mad too many times and then wasn't mad no more and can't take back the shit I did when I was mad. So that, but I'd have been angry, angered about some stuff and just let it pass like a cloud in the sky, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? And just got, you know what I mean, through it. You know what I mean? Feel, talk,
So when you summon the winds...
You can't say
you was
that.
more than angry.
Then you was mad that night because you know
what you was mad.
But you just
said, I heard your definition.
You hear me? I just heard your definition. Angry was not that last night. It wasn't no some shit that passed in the cloud in the sky. Hell no. Nigga, you was the tornado. You was mad.
Yeah, I was the tornado. I
You
brought the
were the
tornado.
tornado.
I brought the
You was.
tornado.
And we didn't even know a real tornado was going on.
But I was the first one that landed.
I need more details. What is
If
happening?
it was
Tell
12
me.
that landed,
He
I
was
was the first
13.
one. Yeah. No, I wasn't
Yeah.
13.
He was number one.
Yeah, I was number 1, and then 12 after me.
Like I said, the other 11 came.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
No detailing.
We didn't
detail.
detail about that.
No detail.
But definitely.
Yeah,
We
somebody's
didn't even know it was
involved
a.
that's not a, you know what I mean? He not present. We ain't gonna talk about
So how was your
that
week?
young man.
It was good. Come on, bro.
No, I'm just being
We
honest. He
giving
not
detail
present.
now.
How was your week?
That was my week. My
Yeah.
My week was all right. Got to see my kids. Got a couple situations with a couple of my kids, but that's a part of being a dad and part of growing up, I guess. But yeah, my week was all right. Can't complain. 4 lane, pretty fair, 4 square.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah.
Blessed. I hope everybody had a
today,
good week. I hope everybody
hope y'all
else had
had
a
a
good
blessed
week.
one.
Everybody's safe or
Happy Yon Day.
staying above water. You know what I mean? We
What
were
we talking
watching.
about today?
We were watching some Charleston White,
Charleston White
Clips.
compilations.
and it brought up this kind of topic about like different faces that people wear. Like, I actually thought Charleston White was kind of an authentic dude, but I was told that he said that it's kind of a character that he's doing.
Yeah.
And man, my mind's going 10,000 miles a minute. But overall, everybody's got their faces that they wear, right? Like you got that face that you wear at work, or your professional face,
what was it
your
saying?
at home face. There's like this Japanese. I think it's a Japanese kind of saying that says that
Or
there's
was it
3.
Chinese?
You
It's.
said Japanese.
I think it's Japanese, but I really don't know. It is a saying that somebody on this planet said, and I heard it because I didn't make this up.
Yeah, traditional wise. Renee, you heard it too, right? Yeah, Renee said she heard it.
seen
Though.
it on,
She brought it up.
I've seen it either on TikTok or watching a YouTube video.
So it's
Somebody
basically the
else was
idea is
talking
you
about
got a
that.
public face, like a face that you wear outside. You got a face for like your inner circle, and then you got a face that only you see, that like you keep from everybody else. And
then my question kind of derived, like piggybacking Charleston White. When is it not real to be too real? Like that, like.
I think being real
Like,
and
you know
being
what I mean?
honest is like it's actually something that a lot of people say they want, but it's really hard to do. Most people aren't honest.
I mean,
Like,
that's why they
choose
say.
what they want
That's
to
why
say.
they
Look,
put.
let me
that's why
kind of
they
make a little
ahead, go
bit
ahead.
of a distinction, because you can be honest and not tell the full story.
Why
So there
not?
are some people that
Just
are
give them the
honest in that
information they
regard.
know. I just didn't
My
tell you
mom
the
used
whole
to tell me
thing.
that's half truths.
I feel like
half
that
truths
too.
still
To
lying.
me, I feel like transparency is true authenticity, and I value authenticity. Like that's something that I strive for and I respect in other people. I may not agree with like everything in the LGBTQ plus alphabet community, but I'm still going to be respectful
But what are you agreeing to?
of a person. Hold on, what?
Like you said, you don't agree with it. What parts don't you agree with?
Well, I don't want to get into that. What I'm
Why
saying,
not?
because I'm talking about
As
the
a
faces
bride.
that we wear, and I'm talking about authenticity. And so for me, if a person feels so strongly that their authentic self is something other than the way they were born, then I'm gonna respect that.
My thing
know
is,
what I mean?
whatever
But-
you dislike about it, unless somebody comes and hits on you, and guess what? That means you're handsome in their eyes. You just respectfully be like, hey, I respectfully decline. That ain't what I'm into. Whatever. But what don't you like about them?
Well, I'm not trying to
Like-
get on the LGBT.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's not
it could
my
be
point.
anything. It could be anything.
My point
though.
is
the
that
Russians. It
What
could
I'm
be-
saying is regardless if I agree
The
or
Jews.
disagree with someone, that if they're their authentic self, if they're being real, then I'm going to respect them, regardless of. I don't care like what it is about everything.
their denomination, their religion,
I said
their color,
LGBTQ
any
plus
of that.
because I think like a trans person that goes through the whole process of coming out and meeting society on that level, I have a little bit of respect for that, because to be yourself, to go down that journey is not easy. I don't think it's necessarily easy to be yourself in this world. I think there's a lot of people that have said, Chet, I would do your podcast, but I work. They're like, I don't want to be on a podcast that's going to talk about certain things, maybe going to smoke a little bit, blah, 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 because I'm, professionally, I can't put out that face to the public.
But see, that's cool, because you just create an atmosphere for that person that will be more acceptable to them, so you can get their opinion if they want that.
Yeah, but
see,
some people they're
energy,
worried about being associated with somebody that maybe they see the other videos, you know what I mean? So they don't want to be associated at all. It's not about them just doing a podcast. It's about being associated. And they're like, well, on a professional level. Somebody can take that
video and send it to their boss.
Yeah, and be like, look.
Motherfuckers little job, they job behind
which
them.
video?
The video
that they do?
No, the video that they're on, yeah.
Yeah, the video that they are on. Yeah, they're setting up an atmosphere.
If like he said, people got jobs and images to hold up because
I understand.
The jobs they got. He's saying if a motherfucker, people don't want to do it because it's gonna be put on out here.
Okay,
it's gonna be put on the internet, so people have access to it. A motherfucker cannot have a motherfucker send that video of y'all on a podcast and y'all drinking and y'all smoking weed and y'all talking about things that you signed at your job. Things that you can't talk about at your job, they may have you sign something.
So shout out to Drink Champs. Shout out to Drink Champs with Nori.
There's a challenge, right? To being yourself.
Yes.
And sometimes a professional career. So some people have to wear two separate faces. Right. And I think that's not uncommon. I think a lot of people, you look at a news anchor or somebody like that, you know what I mean?
So what's the other side of that? Because that's damn near what I want to talk about. I want to talk, when is it, that's why my question was what it is. When is it ever not real or not cool or not?
I think it's cool to be yourself all the time. Yeah, you got to be able to set yourself up on a platform in order to be that. You know what I mean? Because look, if you're beholden to the economy, if you're beholden to the contracts and other people are telling you what you can and cannot say, then that's the biggest barrier that most people have. Because everybody's afraid to lose their money. That's because he don't care, because he's got his own money. He's comfortable in his own situation.
He was the president of the United States.
Okay.
And was telling us damn near everything to our faces.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not beholden to anybody. He's not beholden. There's nobody.
I'm not.
Other people's judgments don't matter to him, because he has put himself on a level.
Chet, when you become the boss of the multi-billion-dollar company, who becomes your boss?
Whoever the owner is, whoever the customer is.
No, you're the owner.
The people that you profit off of.
The consumer.
Yeah.
Right,
so
consumer.
We, like Donald Trump being so outspoken and so whatever, we're his boss now. Especially he had his opportunity to be the president of the United States. We're your boss now. Do what we need you to do. Is that you get what I'm saying? Because I
don't think that's really how it works.
Just because you're the chief of commander.
This is who I am. I'm gonna do my job. Once you vote me in, I'm doing me.
I ain't gonna lie. Donald Trump did a lot of good shit.
You know what I mean?
I might sound like Kanye West or whatever y'all want to call me, but Donald Trump did a lot of good ass shit.
Canceled.
I'm being honest. Donald Trump did a lot of good ass shit for real.
But what I'm saying is a lot of people are beholden to that.
I like hearing somebody be like, I don't like you. I want to hear that, bro. Because then now I don't even have to even try to put on my mask no more.
Right, the mask. That's what I'm talking about.
Now I don't have to do that no more. If you don't like me, then fuck it. I can just.
I respect people.
What's up? Like, we can just stay away from each other then. Yeah, that's why I said, like, when is it ever too real to not be real? Now look, Charleston White, back to that situation.
Yeah.
I feel like what he be saying is real. However, some of the shit he speak on is unnecessary. Like, you don't have to go that far with it, because now you bringing in your emotion with it too. You know what I'm saying? And you
starting shit with people.
Yeah, for like
unnecessary beef,
just so you can be heard about these other particular topics. Like, so basically, let's create drama. Let's create the Everybody's looking now. Everybody's looking now. As soon as everybody's looking, we're gonna stop and be like, look, this is how you stay away from domestic violence. You love each other. You hug each other. You just da-da-da-da-da. As soon as we get everybody looking, that's weird as fuck. Like, to me, that's weird. Like, why do you have to have... Oh, my fault. That was my fault. But why do you have to have all that type of negative when you trying to really spit some real, because it ain't always what you say, it's how you say it.
Well, and it's how he says it that's the entertaining part, right? And that's why he does what he does, and he delivers how he delivers, because that's what has gotten him noticed. I didn't say that at first. Somebody else said that earlier.
No, that's cool.
But anyway, and you know what? I was describing it earlier. I remember like high school, right? You sitting in the hallway, and one of the high schools that I attended, you know, they just had a crowd of people in this like hallway, you know what I mean?
Right before
homeroom and whatnot, and everybody's cracking on each other, you know what I mean?
Running the dozens,
you get
telling jokes,
you know, you might see the guy with sweatpants and somebody runs up at deep pants and even everybody laughs type of shit.
Yep.
But you got, you know, everybody's cracking on each other, you know, joking each other, blah 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 blah.
Your favorite character would be
Charleston White was one of those characters, and really like, you know, I did say I thought he was being authentic, but when you said he's being a character, I'm like, yeah, he is. He is, like, he knows how to get the attention. He's realized, oh, this gives me the feedback, this gives me the likes, the follows, the subscribers, the money.
I mean, what they say,
and he goes to a point where he's like, you know what, I don't care. He's like, I'm gonna call everybody out. I'm gonna be a little bit antisocial. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be. It's not really antisocial. It's just like I'm not gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna sit here and say and be kind of like anti what y'all like. What you say is cool ain't cool. I'm redefining.
Have
cool.
you heard it? Have you heard of that clothing line, anti-social social club?
No,
No, literally,
social
man,
club.
literally, man. Shout out to but shout out to Houses Exotics too. You see I'm in here dripped out today with my cashmere.
Giving commercials.
You know what I'm saying? My goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Exotic Taste. You feel me? Holla at them, Houses Exotic Taste. But anyways, yeah, like the anti-social social club is like not only a clothing line, but it's a whole life of people just being free thinkers, like not giving a fuck what nobody say, not caring about none of that, and they like being around each other and hearing that shit. Like a true friend really gonna tell you about yourself.
Right.
True friend ain't gonna sit here and keep saying yes. That's
right.
That's the weird part. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the part that people don't get. Yeah. I'm trying to uplift you, and I'm doing it in a way of common courtesy. It's out of care and concern. It ain't about trying to down you or none of that. This damn near what I need from you. I might need this from you so I can, you know what I'm saying, damn near elevate together. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of who it is or what it's about. Could be a partnership, like as far as business, could be a relationship. It could be family-wise. It could be a friendship. It's like all these ships. We got all these ships, but nobody want to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody want to sell. Like in that type of ship. You know what I mean?
Bars.
So it's like, yeah, like nah. I'm just being honest. Like,
still did it.
No, I'm just being honest though. Nobody want to do that for real because everybody got their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? But if everybody being that one person, like what you said, it was 2 people, right?
3.
It was 3, 2 on that one that you saw on the TikTok. Or you said it was 2. You said in your culture.
I said
2.
I think in the United States it's really kind of 2, but I don't know. I think 2. I think there's a bunch of different people do a bunch of different ways.
The faces and shit. Yeah, the faces.
You know what I mean?
Because you know why? It's gonna be the one when you chilling, you cool, and you run your people. That's the one you gonna show to the public. Motherfuckers you don't know, and then man's that motherfucker you looking at the man in the fucking mirror. You're never gonna be that fucking honest with another motherfucker. I don't care who you are.
So
There's
you
gonna
mind
be
if I
some
ask you a
things.
question?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. My fault. I ain't mean
But yeah, like just raw. You know, you looking at it like, and wasn't nobody there but us. Like that is a different. That's third face.
Yeah,
just
but you and you.
live.
Yeah,
but they be like, what is this? It's 3 sides to a story.
Yeah.
But this
Their
side, that
your
side, and what
the
really happened. The one you looking at is what fucking really happened, bro.
I can't say that about a story because the thing
I'm
is,
just giving an
if you
example.
got, I get what you're saying. It's always 3. It's always in 3. Yeah, it's always in 3. So let me ask you a question.
I like that point that you made though. That's the real one. Like that was her point. In saying
don't nobody
that, right?
know, but you.
There's your side, her
looking
side,
at yourself.
and then there's the truth. And she's saying, out of all the faces,
that's
the one you see in the movie.
But see, that's a story though.
That's the truth.
Right.
No, that's
But
talking about
she's
a
just
story.
using that as like a
Because
metaphor.
a lot of that got to do
say
with
that
perspective.
the face you look at in the mirror is the truth.
Yeah,
no, but
the true self.
The truth is the one that only you and your mirror have.
Well, if we talking about faces, I can't take it in the story realm because story realm is, like you said, their side, your side, and then there's the truth in between.
Give an example because
that was a good example. I'm saying that's a good example.
It's what you present Then when you be on your shit, and then what the fuck it really is.
Yeah, but
that's like a
But
motherfucker.
that is the perspective.
No,
does that make
that's
sense?
what I'm saying is there's nobody in
now
your life.
The faces part.
There is nobody in your life that you're gonna ever meet that knows your every thought, the bad ones, the good ones, the wishes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody but you.
All
so
right.
it is. It's the man in the motherfucking mirror.
Yeah,
sure.
you're right. So let me ask you a question, right?
Uh-huh.
What keeps you man in the mirror? You looking exactly the same way. My fault. Got a light-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. Got a. Nah, it's okay. No, so let me ask you this question.
A hater, man.
I'm not a hater, man.
No,
I ain't hater. I'm not a hater, bro. You
man, that's like a
look excellent.
No,
you got the swoop
I don't need you to tell me that. I know I look okay.
Well, how am I hating then? Dang. My fault.
Always
Anyways,
got a
I don't mean it. It's just a joke. That's it. Can we lighten the mood sometime? All right, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick. So about the faces, right? So you got one for public, you got one that you do with your intermediate people that you deal with, then you got one for you.
Right.
Okay, so what keeps that one? And I'm asking you the question too, Chet.
I'm listening.
Because I'm going to answer it last. I want to hear Renee's first perspective. You second. Let me go third.
I'm listening.
What keeps us?
No, you should give yours first because it's your idea.
No. It's a question for what you said.
Right, but
what
you have an answer already.
No, I don't have an answer to it. I'm asking the question abroad. So what keeps us from displaying that true person that we know to other people? Like, what is it? What keeps us from? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a sense of secrecy within yourself.
Okay.
Like if you don't, man, can't nobody believe in you if you don't believe in your motherfuckers. It start with you. Anything and everything in your life starts with you.
Okay.
Period. Like.
So you saying like basically you don't have to share that because you got to figure it out on yourself.
Because everybody else, it's like.
I'm asking.
I'm answering it.
Go ahead. Dang.
What I'm saying.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is,
like
you're never gonna be. There's nobody that is motherfucking born just to be right there next to you to know your every thought. That's not even like having a clone. It's just like there's nobody else like you. Not at all. Just your thoughts and everything. You gotta explain it to somebody. You gotta say that every fucking thought you have.
Nobody said got to or have to.
Then
don't feel like that. Don't feel like it's. No, I'm saying don't feel like it's a. No, I'm saying what keeps us from displaying that, like Charleston White, like what keeps us censored.
We were talking about the three faces. I would explain.
I'm saying what keeps us censored. Yeah, like what keeps us censored. Right? Yeah, what keeps us censored.
People call it the filter, right?
Yeah. Like why?
They'll say some people don't have a filter.
Like
right?
All right, for instance, I'm going.
In a way, the filter is the same idea.
You want to go in and check because I did want to do it 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, for me,
I can go in.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the biggest thing is vulnerability. I think the more honest you are with people, the more vulnerable you are. People have learned that, you're in situations where it's not really safe to be vulnerable because there are prowlers, there are predators that are looking for any kind of vulnerability that they could take advantage of.
No trust.
And so there is no, and so that's a hard thing.
You know what? You look in the mirror, you can trust yourself. You gonna trust you all day long. That's why you make choices. We got choices and everything.
To be honest, I don't trust me all the time.
That's the vulnerability part, right?
You trust to know yourself. You know what you're gonna do.
I don't trust me all the time.
But it's like, at work, you don't want to, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to talk about this. Or I'm not going to talk about this part of my life. I don't share this part of my life. Just like you may be in a club scene, right? And there are people, they've got a face for the club scene. See, I think there's multiple faces.
Yeah.
I think people have different faces for it's not
every
really a different
situation
face,
you damn near in.
But yeah, every situation they have a different way of moving in that situation.
Let's say this. Instead of let's using faces no more. Let's say guards.
Right?
So a person got a different guard up. Like you gonna use a different shield for different.
I mean, it's like you're just in a different context. So in a different context, you understand that you have to move and behave in a different way.
It ain't really like a different face all the time. Maybe you just gotta, like you said, maneuver.
Yeah, you gotta maneuver. You gotta move. You gotta move through.
Sometimes you just gotta
that. Like if I go, like when you go to jail, you gotta move a certain way, right?
Is that not a little bit of a vulnerability though?
Which part?
the part of you having to. All right, so real quick, just on male side, on the male side. So do you know sometimes we be vulnerable, just trying to impress a female or trying to. Your first impression, you know what I'm saying, is all off-spoken vulnerability, right?
Well, you're always vulnerable to rejection, first of all.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be rejected, and it usually is on the male's part to like step two.
And we the ones got to be vulnerable to that off top, because we got to know that it might not, our swing might not hit.
But it's
so
whoever's going to make
vulnerable off top because you might reject me.
Whoever's making the approach has that vulnerability.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so what's the problem with being vulnerable if we don't have a problem being vulnerable in those situations?
See, vulnerable and like saying, okay, I'm attracted to a female. I walk up and like, hello, I'm attracted to you, and she's like, you know what I mean? Like that's on me to be able to take that.
That's different from after 5 years of being with her or 10 years of being with her, whatever years.
That's a lot different.
And then telling her
I don't even know her.
And then no, I'm saying
for this random woman to say ooh to me, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So
but if I've been with somebody 5 years, or if I've been with somebody 2 years,
you get what I'm saying? That vulnerability.
Like, I don't really like you anymore.
But you get what I'm saying? Like the vulnerability of you telling them other stuff.
Yeah, you do. You definitely are vulnerable throughout the relationship. The more vulnerable you are, you run the risk, especially male to female. You tell her too much, you run the risk of her losing respect for you. Because some females need to have a man on a pedestal, and so if he says too much,
I'm gonna let you. Yep.
If he says too much, then she realizes he's not this fucking Superman that she's been fantasizing about. You know, now when she learns the truth. And I'm not saying every female does that, but that happens a lot.
All right, so look, is it my turn to interject about that situation? All right, look. So look, my brother Swill, and I don't know if it has something to do with him, you know what I'm saying, dabbling in drugs or whatever. To be honest, I feel like he was just an open book. And when I say open book, he would come out of nowhere. He would come out of nowhere and be like, yeah, I got molested. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got that. Now, you can never play my brother cock about no, you know what I'm saying, LGBTQ community type of behavior. However, what happened to him. And I feel like he was being transparent, saying that out loud so he could not only get it off his chest, but also let it be known, like, yeah, man, like, it happens.
Well, I think...
Like, it happens, but that don't define you. That don't make you who you are.
There's a certain amount of acceptance and a certain amount of power if you own... And if you say, you know what, I'm not vulnerable to this anymore. I'm not going to, this isn't in my closet. You can't use it against me.
And I feel like my brother was always like that.
And I think that's what he was doing in a way. In a way, that's a defense mechanism too. It's a very aggressive, you know, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, right?
Ooh. Whoa! Like bars.
Sometimes my defense is rather offensive. You feel me? Like
bars.
I'm like,
bars.
You know, if you step on my toe, I'm going to ask you to get off. I'm going to let you know you're stepping on my toe, but then all of a sudden you just stand on my toe.
Bars.
You know what I mean? I'm going to have to get offensive now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bars.
I've got to move you.
Bars. So what keeps me from being like all the way honest? Nothing.
All right, I think that's what I was saying about your brother.
Now I don't offer information because both my brothers used to do that to my mom all the time. You know what I mean? Just go in there and just tell her you know, like I said, them stories. Right. But the thing is, if you talk to somebody else about the story, like Cindy's mom, or you get such and such a perspective of it, they might have a different perspective. That's why I said stories can't always just be the truth. It's that person's truth. It's their side. That's why we said, but check it out. It's perspective.
Ain't that like what we just said earlier? It's three sides of the story. It's this person's view, this person's view, and then it's the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But see, who's to decipher the truth once two people got two perspectives that don't
really happen.
Match?
Because one thing is taking place, another, but the truth, it is whatever the truth is. Unless somebody gonna be man enough or woman enough to step up and be like, right, that did take place, my fault. 7 times out of 10, that don't happen.
That makes sense.
Everybody's strongly in their feelings. They can stand on what they talking about.
Perspectives. Yeah.
But then it be the truth. Just because everybody don't think alike. They be like, oh, they pissed me off. And the motherfucker be like, what you said pissed me off. And everybody feel pissed off now.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
So how come we can't like bring that to like a, you know what I'm saying? What will cause us to come back to that truth?
Sometimes it
as
don't
humans.
even come back. It don't even come back. Unless people reconcile and people can come back and later and cool down and real life think about what happened and realize, or people take responsibility what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And some things ain't really worth following the fuck out about. Especially if it's with your people.
Facts.
You gonna motherfucking goddamn you gonna work to think about it when y'all calm down, take a break, take a breather or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers or whatever's meant to be is gonna be, bruh, and motherfuckers gonna get over it. Or then motherfuckers it was already something in the pain. It was already something in the mix before this happened to make you not be able to forgive me if we was friends like that. Because in my man we was.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we be talking about earlier. Why you can't be all the way honest with people because motherfuckers is out here prowling. Can't wait to use something against you. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be some type of guard up.
Yeah.
Oh,
especially in a like a dating romantic kind of situation,
Definitely.
right? Like how much I give versus, because you do see people get taken advantage of for what they call simping. You know what I mean? Just because a motherfucker's in love and they'll be like, oh, he's simping. You know what I mean? And you'll see people take advantage of that on both sides, males and females.
That's crazy because I don't really hear that actual terminology for females, but for real, it be the females doing it. To be always honest.
Which part?
The simping part. Like, you
Why
know what I'm saying?
what is simping?
I mean,
Why I don't even
I
know
think-
what simping is. I done heard it. What does that mean?
Basically, like,
Yeah.
remember the sucker for love niggas? He put on the cape
Sucker
ASAP.
for love, yeah.
Yeah, remember the sucker for love
Get the
niggas?
save a hoe.
Yeah, that's what simping
okay.
mean. That's what simping
Alright.
mean.
You're
Like this
saving
nigga just
business.
this nigga out here with the jewel face
He's
emoji
simple
all the
as
time.
fuck.
It's
Is
really
that
all
what
the
it's stand
time.
for? Is that why you call
It's
it
really an
Yes,
older,
yes.
romanticized version of what white people saw as the courting and the leading up to marriage. I don't know
Exactly.
if it's just white people, but
And
for
it's
right
crazy.
now,
No, in
I
real
know that's
life,
part
them
of my
bitches say,
culture.
Basically,
woo
simping
me,
Because-
nigga.
No,
and I
simping-
can
Woo
say
me.
that because
No,
like,
simping-
I know
simping-
Asians, like a lot of
simping now
Latin
is like-
American women were like that. It's like as time goes on, they get less and less because they see other women being used because of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, cause a lot of guys take advantage of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Really, they'll just
Bitches take advantage
they'll
of that
just
shit
use it.
too with the right motherfucker.
They will, yeah.
You hear me? Let them see an open
They will.
opportunity.
And that goes back to the vulnerability because not only
They go both
we
ways.
were talking about it's a part of its rejection, right? Even if it's in your professional context, right? You have your guard up because you don't want to be rejected from
The job.
advancement. You don't want
Yeah.
to be rejected from the corporate
Your
culture,
raise, whatever,
right?
yeah.
Your raise, right? Exactly. Your promotion opportunities, whatever. If you're in the club scene or in a
That's
dope
what I'm
game,
saying, like,
there's
I
a
don't
certain
get
way
it,
you gotta
bro.
move. If you're in jail, there's a certain way you gotta move. When
And
you're
you
in
gon'
school,
always
you're in
be
college,
vulnerable.
there's a certain
That
way
don't
you
make
gotta
no
move.
sense.
Because you don't want to be rejected by whatever system that you're in.
Yeah.
And I
literally.
think one part of it is to free yourself from the systems. Because really, like, I'm
Like
not
the-
saying
like the
you
powers
can be
that
just
be.
completely ghetto and fucking, come into places just acting an ass. You know what I mean? And let's not say ghetto. Let's just say fucking backwards. You know what I mean? To put it in a more white context, right? Like you don't have to
Let's
be
just say ratchet.
fucking ratchet. Yeah,
let's just say
whatever
ratchet.
this, whatever the, however you want
I
to
don't
put
like
it, right? You
ghetto.
don't have to be ignorant, right?
Mhm.
Like that.
Ignorant is an
saying,
excellent
saying
word.
I'm just being myself when really you just being ignorant.
And not even trying to
That's not
learn
really
what the
being-
hell
you know
the
what I mean?
environment
Like, you
is
can
really
have
teaching.
some tact. You can have some tact in the way you move. You know.
For sure.
Now, for me, that's where the line comes. It's like how much tact. Because see, for me, I feel like I'm dancing around tippy toe, walking on eggshells because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Whereas I personally, there's just something in my spirit system. I just demand to be myself. Really, I don't want to be in a context where I'm not allowed to be myself.
Period. Me neither.
I don't
Or
want to be in
say
that
what
context.
you want to say.
Ever.
It's important for me to be myself.
For
It's
sure.
important to say what I want to say. It's
Definitely.
important for me to have
That's
a
facts.
space to have my own say.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, and
And I don't gotta be yelled at.
and really,
And you don't gotta yell it to say what you gotta
True,
say. You
true,
feel me?
you don't.
I don't gotta talk over you.
right.
I don't gotta do none of that. I'm
No,
saying,
it's
you know.
not about like owning the situation. It's about owning me.
Yeah, getting
You
what
know what
your
I mean?
point
Being
across
me,
is.
yeah.
Like, that's it.
And I just want to be myself because that's how I feel honest. That's how I feel authentic. That's how I feel. You know, the other day we talked about me being in integrity, how it took a long time for me to integrate all my different contexts that I had experienced from.
Where you
and
came
to
from.
integrate that. And now I like me. You know what I mean? I like who I am.
Okay, you should.
I like how I move. You know what I mean? And like, okay, if there's context that don't accept that, then I don't want to be a part of that context.
At all.
You can have, and honestly, hey, I don't need to flip them off. They can do what they want to do.
For you.
I mean, I'm just, if they're hating on me, please do. But if they're just doing them and they're like, I don't want to do what you do, and I'm, okay, fine. We can both coexist.
Yeah, because
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Like,
you and you not me.
You're not bothering me, I'm not bothering you. So what? What do
Let's
you
just
want?
keep it moving.
Right,
You
keep it
feel me?
moving.
Like, nobody got to agree.
Now, if you're doing some shit to hurt other people, that's a different thing to me.
To
And
be
that's
honest,
one
like,
thing I like about
to be
Charleston White is he calls motherfuckers out for shit that don't make sense. Like when you talk about the snitching and the ratting world, look, if I see you steal from somebody that I love, I'm ratting on your ass. I'm telling, you know what I'm saying? Like and it's been done to me too.
Who you
That's
telling?
the right thing to do.
Who you gonna tell?
So you say you steal from my best friend.
Who you
know
gonna
what I mean?
tell?
We all kind of friends, but you steal from one of my other friends. I'm gonna tell my friend.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't calling 911 though.
No, I'm not calling 911.
Now that's why I do not agree with Charleston White. We can never agree. Like me, my thing is this: if you do something to me, and for real, my old me, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you two sides. My name is JusJus. It is two sides of me. Like if you did something to the old Just, I gotta get back. Like I got to get back. Like I gotta get back. I don't give a fuck. You fuck my baby mama, I'm gonna fuck your baby mama. If you goddamn shoot at me, I'm shooting back at you. If you anything, I gotta get back. Nowadays, like I can turn the other cheek to a lot of shit because I know like I was taught that sometimes I can't only just think for me. I gotta think for you too. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do or what I done did or whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, I gotta think for you. You don't know what you're doing right now. You not conscious of, like, you know what I'm saying, where the outcome can last to you being impulsive. So yeah, sometimes I gotta just, turn the other cheek. But like at the end of the day, for real, like you can't control nobody but yourself.
Right.
Nobody. Whether you're in a relationship, member, them ships I was talking about, business partnership, whatever, but you can't control nobody but you. So if you know that it's this, that, and the third, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just get a good exit and then don't turn back. You know what I mean? Like, find out you a good exit and just don't turn back. Because at the end of the day, like, that Charleston White stuff, like, just him personally.
Look,
like, I don't understand
if
why
I'm in my neighborhood and you come through my neighborhood and you steal my neighbor's bike, I'm calling 911, or I'm gonna say something, one or the other. Like where I live, if I see somebody in my neighbor's house and they don't look like they belong, I'm gonna speak to them. Who are you? What's up?
Yeah.
They're not home right now.
Now
Can
that's
I help you? Can I leave a message for you?
Now that's you.
You know what I mean?
That's
now,
you.
I
now
understand
everybody
this.
ain't gonna do that.
I know not, and I live in it, and it depends on where you live.
Now,
it depends on your neighborhood. It depends on your neighbors.
I pull up in the expedition on 6s to your mama house, and ain't nobody there yet. You know, you ain't in there cooking the breaks giving. What would he call it?
Breaks giving.
Yeah, the breaks giving. Is that what it was called? What do we call it?
I don't think, did we call it anything?
We did call it something, I think.
I don't remember.
We had a breakfast on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The breaks giving, is that what we called it? I can't remember what we called it. Anyways, I pull up there and say wasn't nobody there yet. Because mind you, I'm damn near like, I don't even know which house to pull. Cause it's like one driveway, but then it turned into like 8. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what house? You know what I'm saying? Then I see Benny, you know what I'm saying? Because Benny pull up. He like, oh, they got to be just. He see the tags, of course. He like, oh, that's just. So now I know where to go. But what if they call the police on me? Your neighbors. So now the police come and harassing me and Christian.
Right away. I'm going to speak. I'm going to ask them.
But you get what I'm saying? A lot of people not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't never seen this truck out here, and it's 2 black guys getting out of it. And we out in the woods.
I understand you.
Nothing across the street but cornfields. No houses.
But I have a relationship with my neighbors.
I had a cornfield up the street from my house.
I mean, but you get what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah.
Like the stereotype is the same way. Like it's the same way, and it's more prominent on our side.
Yeah. Well, what I'm talking about though is the idea of snitching, like I said, and it's the idea.
Yeah, the police would have pulled up, and I'd have been like, "Damn, I'm here for a breaks given."
Like to me, like
I was invited here. Look,
like to me, it's like
what would I have to show the police? That I had the address in my Google Maps? Because if nobody was there, you know, and then your mom would have came out and cussed their ass out.
She would have.
Your mom would have came outside and cussed their ass out. What are y'all doing here? Y'all harassing my motherfucker? Fuck y'all got going. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell going on? You know how she is. Would have cussed their ass
Definitely
out.
would have at one point in time.
For real. She would have cussed. She would have came outside and went to war for me. Man, she would have came outside and went to war for me. Like, especially if she thought I was being, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Damn near went and knocked on y'all neighbor's door. Not saying y'all neighbors is like that. I'm just saying that's how it go. Like, generally speaking, you know what I'm saying? It's people still don't even like black or colored Amazon deliverers in their neighborhood.
I seen the one with the mixed
Man,
chick.
what?
And the Mexicans, y'all cussing her out. She's like,
Man,
should have helped me. She got some heavy ass shit.
I just work here.
No, but they supposed.
But
they
see,
signed
that
a
goes
thing,
back to
though.
that. It's dangerous to be yourself, and sometimes being yourself is simply the color of your skin, your culture, what neighborhood you're in, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like it's dangerous. Like different people have their different guards. You know what I mean? I feel lucky because I've been in so many different contexts that I have been able to like have an opportunity to really look and learn who I am and decide who I am. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I looked at this part of this thing and I'm like, I don't know. That's no. I don't want to live my life with that kind of stress.
Yeah.
Like
trying to literally be what everybody else wants me to be instead of what I want to be. Like I don't give a fuck about what you think, what you say. I don't care about none of that. Like what you eat do not make me shit. Like at all. At all.
Said what you eat does not make me shit.
At all. Like you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I'm only here to impress me. Like and don't ask me no questions because you're gonna get the
Well, you know what? I like people that like me for being me. You know what I mean?
For sure,
like that's who I want to attract.
Because you're unique.
It's like people. You know
Because
what
you're
I mean?
unique. She's unique.
I want to find people that are themselves.
I said
that's
there's
why
nobody
I
else on
people
the
that are
earth like
themselves.
somebody else.
Yeah.
There's nobody else
like
you.
I don't like to be in the, like, you know, if you just like everything you do is like because everybody else does it because it's cool, or you're that person that's like anti everything that's cool. You know, when I say cool, I mean, you know, the pop or whatever. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong.
I remember those
you know,
people.
I may enjoy some shit, like, you know, oh, Harry Potter wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But, you know, those people, they just tag along so they can be part of this, like, crowd. You know what I mean? Like, I don't respect it.
I don't either.
It's like riding the
That's
wave.
why I ain't trying to.
It's like riding the wave, bro.
They can do what they want to do, but I just don't want to do
like
that.
riding
And if that's how you want to accept me, is that I just keep on riding the wave with you, then I don't. No, I want to be accepted by people, and I'm not.
And this the thing too, right?
And so hold on, my thing is, I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck them. No, do what you do. That's what you want to do. Enjoy your life. I hope you do. I mean, I hope you have many blessings and. You know, we're all going to suffer, so I hope you handle it with grace. You know what I mean?
We still rooting for you.
Right, but I'm not. I don't.
Me hating on you takes more time out of my day.
Right.
I don't got time for that.
I don't.
Like I just don't.
Unless you hurting me or mine, like I don't.
Even if you hurting me and mine, I'm gonna keep you away from me and mine. That way you don't hurt us again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole point of because you're unique, I'm unique. But how can we put this uniqueness together? See, a lot of people. That's why people so selfish. Everybody ain't meant for everybody. No, but that's why
everybody ain't. You have to understand that.
We are.
Everybody ain't meant for everybody.
We are.
I swear to God,
we are because you can learn from every person.
That's
in
how
this
you
world.
know that. But that's
so
why
how ain't everybody meant for everybody? But you can learn something from the bum on the street. All the way up to Donald Trump talking all that shit.
Falling out with a person, you'll learn a lesson with that. Not to do that again.
Okay.
There's a lesson learned in everything, regardless if it's good or bad.
So help me out.
There's a lesson learned.
Help me out then, sis.
What's up?
Nah, you're helping me out. You just said what I said.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just saying, because you're saying everybody
not meant for everybody
is not meant for
How
everybody.
not?
You know what? People can cross paths, and I'm talking about paths like you could motherfucking met just walking past each other on the sidewalk and didn't even know it to where motherfucking got them y'all crossed paths, and it was the most. And now motherfucking people be seasons, bruh. Everybody ain't to go. Everybody got their own path, and everybody is not meant for your path.
Right.
People are sometimes there just to help you learn something.
Yeah.
No matter how long it take or anything.
Sometimes
some
it's
people
an
might just be.
obstacle, sometimes
Well, it's a lesson in that, but
Then
they're not gonna be at your destiny. Your destiny, the top of your peak where you're supposed to be at. No, I was just giving my thing. I didn't interrupt you.
No, I'm
I
not
was just
interrupting. I
saying.
said you just answer what I said.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Like you can't say everybody's not meant for each other when that might be the meant that you needed.
I was just explaining that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just explained what I said. I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying.
But
You wanted to go against me, but you started going with me. Appreciate it.
To go back
I
to
never
the
went against you. What are you talking
No, I
about?
said I appreciate it.
to go back to the face, to like the idea of being in different spaces and things, like to. Man, I just lost it.
Nah, to be in the idea of different spaces, like different thought patterns, different.
Yeah, and to go back to that vulnerability and that wanting to be accepted, right? Like I think most teenagers go through that, right? We're trying to figure out where we fit in, right? We used to have a phrase back in my day: "Get in where you fit in." Thank you to whoever the fuck said that. You know, get in where you fit in. Now they say like stay in your lane, right? Me, fuck the lane. I mean, yeah, I there's a lane and there's not a lane. Like I like to go off the beaten path once in a while. So.
Well, I like
sometimes I switch lanes up because I'll be over in this lane over here, and then I'll be like, oh, I need to be in this lane over here for a minute.
See, I like that you said that. Like to get in where you fit in was the old school type of, you know what I'm saying, vibes, and now it's like stay in your own lane. Yeah. Like that is two different vibes though. But can I? You know what I feel like they are? They're integrated. They've always been integrated because. You can get in where you fit in, and then once you get in where you fit in at, your lane becomes the rest of the crowd's lane. Everybody else in that particular group that you got into, a group of guys, and your fashion, a group of females, like literally these bitches start looking up to you. These niggas start following you. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like yeah, that's where I fit into. But for real now, like that I'm still in my own lane of being me. Just because this is the particular group I'm in, now I then became the leader of the group. So now, what am I doing? Am I leading them to destruction?
It depends on what
you
you're
know
doing.
what I'm saying? Or am I leading them to, you know
greatness?
What I mean? Exactly.
And what do you think your thing, your content, or whatever you're talking about, what do you think what does that promote? Only you can answer that because you can only put out there. There's not going to be
the only thing I know that what promotes anything that when a person speaks is ideas.
We was just talking about being real. Whether you being
and you know what? You're right. We're
just
talking about being real. And part of that being real is the freedom to be real. And the freedom to kind of experiment with what real is. You know what I mean? Because look, like,
so why do
like
people
at what point do
stuff?
you, like when you're growing up, like think about just from y'all's perspective, like when you're growing up, you're learning who you are, right? You're learning like, oh, this is how I act, this is what I got, this is the skills I have, these are the abilities, this is how smart I am, this is where I fit in. But then they go back to what you're talking about, this or that, right? No, but hold on.
The peer raisement shit. Because a lot of shit that you go through when you growing up, believe it or not, you gonna be a product of what you're around. So whether you got like siblings, or whether you got friends, or you got, you know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people I don't know if they was doing that back then. I don't know because I wasn't living back then. But like you my cousin because we was in that era. If you call my mama and you stayed the night in my house and shit, nigga, we family, nigga. Facts. That's why I got so many cousins and they ain't nowhere near my blood. But you can ask them. I don't gotta. Here's one. Ask him. Like you feel me? Like y'all don't have to.
I think you were talking about Swill and I think Swill and Tony and I definitely for a long time. That idea of being myself.
Like, I don't know where that came from.
And to be free to think.
People used to be like, this my brother. Like, motherfuckers be like, this my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, or this my sister. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers used to do that shit.
I think part of it was like, we always felt like we didn't quite fit into what that or this or that. You know what I mean? And we're like, we're like cats. You trying to put a cat in the box, and the cat's like, and I don't want in the motherfucking box. Don't put me in a box. I don't want in a box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be free to explore all the other boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to, like, it's kind of like what I just said. That's the reason why I said get in where you fit in, and I associate it with lanes, right? Because sometimes get in your lane means stay in your lane means you just got to stay where you are. And that's not the truth of the matter. There is some mobility. You know what I mean? You can move around.
I mean, stay in your lanes means staying where you are. Ain't like maybe you got a different perspective of it than that.
I get
stay in
that.
stay in your lane is basically like don't worry about this lane or that lane. If he's moving fast, don't worry about
what
it.
He's doing. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. If they're moving slow, don't worry about it. Like staying in your lane.
If you stand in your lane, you won't even be worried about what other people doing.
Exactly. Like staying in your lane ain't staying where you are in life at all. Your lane is golden.
What's meant
your
for you
lane is golden. And you're headed to platinum roads. And then when you get to that platinum road, it's gonna turn diamond. You're gonna be driving on diamonds.
Real diamond.
Now I'm you feel me? Like literally your lane. Like, it ain't never stay where you are. You just ain't worried about outside lanes.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That's why I said it was two different perspectives when you said get in where you fit in.
You see how I was kind of like...
What's your other one? You said it's 3.
It's
so get in where you fit in.
Stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane would be the middle one. That'd be the third one. It's this, it's that, and then it's what's real. Stay in your own lane will be where the fuck, where it's just you. You know everything about you and don't, like, you can volunteer information. And at the time when people give information, they pick and choose the information they want to give. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But check it out though. But that's when people fall in the thing of, I just don't want to hurt a person's feelings. You feel me?
I like that.
Like, because I did this and I know it's gonna break their heart or whatever case it may be.
Give me something for that.
They're not gonna like hearing that.
A lot of people do.
A
lot of people do lie. A lot of people do lie or
because
tell half truths because.
But check it out. Check it out. If people was to you what they are, and that's just any fucking body, and in real life means something, they're not gonna do nothing to even motherfucking consider that.
Look, I think there's a big difference in being responsible with my tongue and what I say and how I say it than having the freedom or the lack of freedom to say certain things or not, to be certain way. You know what I mean? Like I get that. Yeah, you may not want to hurt somebody's feelings. Damn, I keep losing.
But then people don't tell people the truth.
Hold on. Let me catch this though. But see, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that's where we start building those layers to the mask, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't say certain things to certain people. I don't say these things. You know what I mean? And it's a natural thing. So is that being yourself or not being yourself? To me, that's okay as far as like
to me, it's not.
You being authentic, right? To
me, it's not.
To me, that can be authentic. If I'm like, you know what? I know she's sensitive about this, so I just don't fuck with her about it. You know what I mean? I'm not, because there's nothing I'm going to do to change it.
You said that's being authentic, or is that being considerate?
But to me, that's part of my being authentic. My authentic self is. But if I'm a considerate person, you know what I mean. If I'm a considerate person, but what I'm saying is, to me,
the things that he just said. Did you hear what he just said? If he knows, hold on, let me just pick you. I ain't cutting you out, Chet.
Go ahead.
No, listen to what he said though. He said if it's something that he knows that bothers you, right? He's not gonna pick at that or say something about that. And I said, is that being authentic? Or is that being considerate? So you said it's being considerate. And I'm like, well, so why would a person pick it? No, we're purposely not picking at it because that's being considerate. That makes sense? See, now me, I'm not a considerate nigga.
But when
however I goddamn feel, I'm gonna say. Because I got feelings too. And you don't act like shit just because I'm a male or just because I done been through this, that, and the third that I ain't allowed to talk my feelings. I'm going to always be honest. And I'm going to be not Charleston White. I'm not going to be like Charleston White.
That's kind of part of
Charleston
what I'm
White,
saying,
like
bro.
you said, don't got no filter. He's not going to be considerate enough to
he's just doing it for the likes and the views now.
Yeah, because drama and sex sells.
Yep.
Because drama and sex sells. But at the end of the day, for real, we should be allowed to say whatever you want. Ain't that an amendment or something?
Well, we do have the First Amendment, which guarantees
We don't.
the freedom of speech,
We
the
don't.
freedom of press,
Nowadays we
the
don't.
freedom of expression.
Man,
the freedom of
nowadays we
religion.
don't. Because if you say something about committing a crime on the track, they gonna use it against you in court. That ain't a freedom of speech.
Well, if you divulge evidence, it's the evidence.
What evidence?
That's not freedom of speech if you're giving evidence.
What evidence?
If you're gonna say, I shot a motherfucker, I'm running down the road,
And you really did it, though?
fat
That's the
motherfucker
problem.
come out the
You telling
truck,
yourself.
his girl set him up, blah, blah,
Exactly
blah,
how
blah,
it happened.
and they're fucking giving evidence, that's one thing. Like, if you can't tell your story without giving evidence,
Yeah.
you just gave evidence. You might as well just wrote it on a report.
Hey, this shit sounds just like
Get it
true white
stamped.
folks. That
What do
shit
you
sounds
mean?
just like true white folks.
What do you
y'all.
mean? That sound like fucking.
Racist.
That sounds
Who
like
being
fucking
racist?
legitimate shit. If you're gonna commit crimes and you're gonna
gonna
fucking
put it
tell
in the
people
rack.
about it,
Who
don't
gonna
be
put it in the
mad
rack?
that you got caught because you told people about it.
Okay.
Hey, and that's why people be in
So
the
let me ask you a
situations
question.
they be in.
So let me ask you a question.
Swear to God.
Your favorite rapper, Jay-Z,
Right.
has told true stories of what actually happened in real life.
Let me tell you this.
He has never been convicted of a crime. Ever. Not lyrically. You know why? Because that's art. But it happened in real life, though.
But check it out, though. And
It happened in real life,
But it's sweet, though, because
though.
you know why? The nigga never got charged for it. Love motherfuckers in charge. Either he get charged or you whatever you were talking about.
You get what I'm... But
Do you get what I'm
talking
saying,
about?
though? You like, he done did this, that, and that. Nothing happened to him. That's fire as fuck. He got it the fuck off. He got it the fuck off.
How come ain't nobody getting it off these days?
Okay, well, maybe
Well,
he had the
because
money.
that
freedom of speech
Maybe
is
he
not
had the
freedom of
money.
speech no more.
Maybe he had the money.
I think it's
Man,
different.
You know
a
how shit
motherfucker
go
can't even be on the
nowadays?
ground saying I can't breathe, and that be freedom of speech.
That's not cool. We're not even talking about the same situation. We're talking about somebody dying.
Yeah, exactly. Respect that man saying he can't
Yeah,
breathe.
that's not the same situation. I would
How
never
not?
argue against
That's freedom
that,
of speech
'cause
right
I feel
there.
it. And it is.
They not respecting none
Look
of
how
our freedom of
fast you
speech.
switched it, though. Let me adapt.
Man,
'Cause,
be
oh my
real
God.
with everybody, y'all. Be real. Fuck how they feel, and don't even consider it. Tell them how you feel. Don't yell and don't cuss, and
Period.
just tell them exactly what it is when it is.
I mean, it's,
You know what I mean?
there's respect,
Period.
man.
Don't
There's,
be-
you
Nah,
got,
ain't
like,
no re-
there is respect.
Man,
like
if
you
it's
can't
that part and
say,
that
look,
person don't
you
respect
can't
you-
say that
Go ahead.
you gonna let somebody disrespect you. Nobody wants somebody disrespecting them. If I walk up to you at Kings Island and I fucking say
Yeah.
some shit like I know you, you know what I mean? Say some shit like I might if I'm trying to pull your collar. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I have a certain level of respect with you. You have a certain level of respect with me that I can pull your collar. You can pull my collar. If you don't know me and I
We
come
family,
trying to pull,
though. That's a
exactly.
different
But what I'm
story.
saying is,
Nah,
not
people
every-
done
you
pull
gonna
my
let
collar.
somebody pull
People done-
collars,
people
or
done pull
come
my
and
collar.
joke you, or
Man,
whatever the case may
People
be.
done
Right?
pull my collar
So
that
you
I
gonna-
didn't even know.
You gonna
hey,
overall
hey,
be
son,
respectful too.
motherfucker, first off, hit me with the sun. First off, my parents is
So you're
dead.
disrespectful.
Wait a minute, my parents is dead. Motherfucker hit me with the sun. Hey, son, pull your pants up. You know what I did?
Oh.
I pulled my pants up. I ain't disrespect that person back. I ain't say nothing back because what they saying is real. I should have had my pants up. I didn't wear a belt that day. My bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sit there and explain it to him like, hold on, motherfucker, watch your mouth. I ain't wearing no belt this
Right.
day.
That's
You got some
respect.
money to buy me a fucking belt? Did you want? Now that's Charleston White. Bitch, you got some motherfucking money to buy me a goddamn belt, motherfucker. If not, then motherfucker, shut your motherfucking mouth about my goddamn pants, bitch. And why is you looking at my ass anyway? What the fuck? You like these drawers I got on? You want a pair of drawers like these? I can buy you some, bitch. I got them from right up the goddamn street. What the fuck is you talking about? Keep your eyes to yourself. Don't be looking at me when I'm walking past. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, bro. Like, man, I pulled my shit up, bro. I respected it.
Yeah.
Because I know better.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Now, she'd have been like, why you got your glasses on? It's dark time. Or said something like that. I probably would have did a Charleston White. Well, listen, bitch, I only got one goddamn eye. I can't see out the other one. Mind your goddamn business. I'm motherfucking self-conscious about this shit, and I got a lot going on within my own goddamn situations and shit. We talking about 3 people? That one person in the mirror, he don't like seeing that shit. So, bitch, don't you bring it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, literally, like, I just feel like everybody should be real with everybody, man. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's another
not what
way
you
of
say, it's how
saying
you say it.
respect and tact and shit like that. I think it's more than that. Like, I think it's just being, it's not about just what you say. It's just being free to be you in the way that you express yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and you can express yourself without being fucking Rudy Tooty. But you can also not take everything so literal and so soft. Like some people are like oversensitive. It's like, you know, people talk about triggers, right? Who's responsible for your triggers? You are.
Don't nobody know your buttons until you let them push them.
I'm responsible for my
triggers. Nobody knows your buttons until you let somebody push it.
Nobody gets to pull my triggers.
You can't get me out my box.
Don't get me wrong.
You can't get me out my box.
I had a long time trying to learn how to not, you know what I mean? Like,
I know that shit does.
Would run me out on my chain.
It takes it though. It takes a real one to get through it. That's why I said be real. It takes a real one to actually go through that.
Right.
Like I just saw a person post.
Now, if you know something triggers me and you use it against me, we're not friends.
That's the part of vulnerability, though. But see, that's the part of vulnerability that nobody wants you to hear.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But ain't nobody never come at my brother like, oh, you got molested. Shut up. You just in your feelings, bro. Ain't none of his female friends never come at him like that. Ain't none of his male friends never come at him like that. We as his family, we never came at him like that. Once he started exposing that and start letting everybody know what's going on, we found out the same uncle that was doing the shit did it to all, like not just my brother, but a couple of the other cousins that, you know what I'm saying, didn't have the courage of coming out, you know what I mean? So Swift, like I said, bro, he was a leader, bro. He just led people to destruction. Like, what are you gonna do with your life is about what it is to me.
You know, and that brings up a good point, man. And to me, I'm gonna transition a little bit, but I think the inability to be ourselves, express ourselves, and talk about what's really going on leads to mental health issues.
Man, nah.
You don't think so? You don't think the inability to share shit?
Hell no.
I do.
I don't think.
I think it does, man. I think if we were able,
you got mental health issues if you ain't allowed to share shit.
Look, what is a psychologist and shit like that?
I agree.
Especially a paid friend.
Man, I agree with.
You need a friend. You need somebody to talk to about your shit. That's what a lot of them are going to do.
Exactly.
Right? So maybe instead,
it's not a friend though.
No,
that's a professional person that actually has.
A professional friend.
No, they're not a professional friend.
They're not.
You know what they are?
No.
A consultant.
A consultant, a professional friend.
No, that's not a professional friend.
A consultant. Give you good
know
advice.
What a consultant is? What the definition of consultant is?
Someone that consults.
Console to. You know what the fuck going on, Chad? I don't gotta Google it. Shout out to Dilligan though. I love you, Dilligan. I want to do one with you, man. Love you, bro. But yeah, man, for real, like I don't gotta Google nothing, man. Like if I don't know about it, I'll sit back and listen. Just like when y'all said something about that Japanese rule is 3 faces.
No, see, this is why I like, because honestly,
I've never heard that, but it sound true, because that's what it is.
I like talking about stuff like this, because for me, like, I don't have a lot of hard lines. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I recognize that there's some level of reality in which people are going to move in and out. And there's certain guards, if you want to call them guards, or just certain excuse me, ways that we move in different contexts, and a lot of it has to do with being accepted or not being accepted. And I think that one reason why I respect the people that are authentic is it's a lot easier. Wow, thank you, bro. It's a lot easier sometimes to just follow the crowd and not be noticed, you know, because the nail that sticks out gets hammered type shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're that guy that's willing to fucking speak out, be outspoken, and some of that's just personality too, right? I'm a super extrovert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that word too. Say that again.
Which one?
What you just said. Yeah.
Extrovert.
I love that you even popped in on that. For real. Like, I love that word, man, because an extrovert is a person that's just open-minded and just very, very, they're not so responsive. They're really trying to absorb as much as they can as an informationalist, so they can dissect everything they can, analyze it correctly, and then give it back to you. Am I wrong?
No, in a lot of ways. I mean, that is kind of part of what's going on. Like,
because I heard that a lot of people think somebody called me that before.
A lot of people think that it's like a gregarious person or a person that talks a lot, but really an extrovert is a person that gets their energy in social.
Perceive or perception.
They get their energy from social situations, right? And a person that's an extrovert, when they go into social situations, they're energized by everybody else's energy.
Yeah.
Right? And
they want to hear all the input.
An introvert goes into a crowd and they lose their energy, right? they go home and they go into themselves. And that's how they recharge their battery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. An extrovert is
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's
so
a person called me that. Dion, shout out to Dion Sampson. I don't know if you ever gonna watch this, but shout out to Dion Sampson. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he said that about me. Like, you're an extrovert, and it was crazy. It was the first time I ever heard it. Like, for real, it was the first time I ever heard it. So yeah, once I looked it up, and I'm like, it's a person that's like, don't mind for real getting in your shoes. We want to see your point of view so badly that we will set aside ourselves and get in your shoes to try to figure out what you're going through, where you're coming from, like your point of views, like all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before we even make our decision, or before even, because we might be on this journey together for real. We might really be going to the same spot. You might even be helping me with something that I ain't just spoke of yet because I'm in a different phase.
A different face.
Bars.
You
feel me? Like, but that's literally what it is, just being open-minded. It ain't, like, just being open-minded. If I don't understand you, or and a lot of things that I got hip to, like, just recently was understanding. So it's like understanding and overstanding. Then you got, like you said, those three things, right? Mm-hmm. Then you got understanding. It's understanding you and like getting where you come from first. And then if you disagree with it, don't like me. I'm allergic to mushrooms. I'm not about to indulge in it because it look good and I know it got mushrooms in it. Makes no sense. So that's understanding me. Same thing with any type of information that I got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or
does that make sense?
Or what your triggers are. Or how you
like, why would I even get into that shit if I know if
you've been disrespectful to somebody, you're like, oh, I didn't really mean, I'm not a disrespectful person. Didn't mean to be disrespectful.
Exactly. How do I keep from being that again?
Yeah.
How do I make sure I'm not put in that situation again where I gotta be that way? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's definitely one thing that I learned and decided. I was like, okay, if I'm going to move in these circles, I got to understand that there's certain rules, social rules that are being played. And in those contexts, it's not safe for me to be completely vulnerable about who I am and how I work and what makes me tick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I can with my friends. And for a long time, honestly, I hated that about the world. I really did. I wanted to be myself. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah. I just wanted. I'm not rude. I'm a good person.
Ain't nothing wrong with
overall, you know what I mean? So I just want to be me. You know what I mean? So I would be upset if I got in contact, and I'm like, man, I can't even be myself, man. You know what I mean? Like,
can I say for me though?
Yeah.
Bro, like,
don't want to be yourself.
I do be myself.
Well, then say it.
I do be myself.
All right, for an instant, be vulnerable. Go ahead, just say it. Whatever come to your head and to your heart, say it.
Okay,
don't try to fix it.
Go
ahead, we're checking it out. For real, I fucks with you because I want to hear it because I know once you don't do like the one, don't start crying. Now that shit.
Shut the fuck
don't
up.
Do like that one.
Don't fucking say that. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Let's make a cross. Let's make a cross.
No, just like I said, run it back with me one more time.
The vulnerability part. The vulnerability part. The vulnerability.
I be vulnerable, right?
So you done fucked her
and
up.
I know. Listen, I be vulnerable, right?
I always get y'all back.
Listen, I be vulnerable, right? And it be who the fuck I'm dealing with
at that time.
And it's not even. I'm not even talking male wise. I'm talking about just anybody.
Yeah, anybody.
My friends. My cousin and their kids, my kids, my own fucking kids.
Yeah.
Man, you have to adapt. You can't just be your true self when you by yourself. Just by yourself, bro. That's gonna be the real you.
That's what Chet said.
But if you got kids around, you can't be yourself. Cause you might like the fucking cuss. You might want to have a fucking drink.
Yeah.
And it's just being you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying though, just like you cannot. It just. It's contradicting. It's contradicting for real.
Is it for you?
Because you'll never be your true self. You're never going to be, how you know I'm 100. What does 100 mean? Yeah. You're going to be all the way vibe. You're going to be vulnerable. Nobody's going to know that much about you. You're not going to, Nobody's life is built around you.
The only
First
way
of
you
all,
can is to know yourself. You got to get to know
period. You're
yourself.
gonna be 100 with yourself. Say
You
that.
gotta be 100
You're gonna be
with
100
yourself.
with yourself. Say that.
You can't.
Everybody
lie to
else gonna be
yourself.
like 92, 95,
accept
close to
yourself.
98.
You gotta be like,
This is gonna be
is
like
what I am.
23 and
This is
47.
This is where I
Shit
fit
like
in.
that.
This is my lane. This is what
You
I
hear
am.
me?
This is who I am.
And that's what everybody
This
else
is,
doing, dude.
you know,
That's what everybody else
This
doing,
is my
though.
physical. This is my
That's what
mental.
everybody
this is
else is doing.
This is my mental. This is my physical. You know what I mean? You gotta accept yourself. This is my color. This is my brain power.
That's how
this
you know
is
to get out the way.
This is my
Does it make you
socioeconomic status.
uncomfortable?
This is my socioeconomic status now. You know what I mean? You have to accept all of it because from this is what you got to build from.
Listen,
And if you're not,
listen, Chase, listen real quick. If you already know how you are, which means you have a standard. To where you already know, I don't have to battle on nobody. You within yourself.
you might not
yourself.
meet your own
You
standard. You got to accept that too. You might not meet your own
And
standard.
that's cool though, but I'm talking about you. You know you, right?
I
You
believe I
love
know
you.
myself. I do
You
love
love you,
myself.
don't you?
I do love
You're not
myself.
gonna put nobody else before you, right?
I will put people before me. What do you mean?
Like your loved ones. I feel that. Because I would too.
You can't.
I mean, but I have. And
All right,
I
real
have.
quick. Let me
And I-
interject
and I
real quick.
have.
Let me
No,
let me interject.
you dismissing what I'm talking about.
Nah, I'm gonna let y'all get right back to
No,
it.
never mind.
You have to love you
Yeah,
more than anybody,
You picked
even
it
your
up what I
kids.
said.
You have to love you more,
And now you
even
let
your
my-
kids.
get
You know
my
why?
point across.
Because if you
That was
can't take
fine.
care of you, how you gonna take care of them? Go.
I'm good. You just made it
so,
your own story, but
for me-
No, I didn't. I just
Yes, you
interjected.
did.
No,
So-
I didn't. I just interjected humbly.
It's cool. Yeah, you made it your own story that fast, like an
No, I
intermission.
didn't.
Hey, you know what he got? He caught the assist. It's what he did. Swear to God.
And it was lobbed by y'all.
It's cool.
Appreciate it, but y'all can continue
exactly.
your
So
conversation.
now you already made it your point.
No, I didn't. Y'all can continue your conversation.
No,
I
I'm
didn't
good.
make it my point.
I'm good. I have other things to talk
Well,
about.
what I was
that was
saying.
just something at the
What I
moment.
was
That's what I'm
saying.
asking about. Go
What
ahead.
I was
What else you
saying.
want to talk about?
What I was saying is that
Alrighty.
for me to get to know myself, I have to be truthful and honest with myself about what I and who I really am, what my capabilities are. You know, I know a lot of people like, oh, you can be anything you want to be. No, some people will never be astronauts. They don't. Maybe you're colorblind. You can't be a pilot. Maybe you weren't born in the United States. You can't be president of the United States. No. There's, we can't. I may want to play and visualize myself in high school as playing the NFL, and I may never get there because actually I'm kind of flat-footed. You know what I mean? My point is that
where does that
my
come from?
point is
Where does that
that
come from as far as age?
You have to accept. Well, in age is part, at every point, at every level of your life, you have to accept.
That's why grown folks be like, if I knew what I knew now and I went back then, I could do everything that Chet just said.
Man, I wouldn't do nothing different in my life.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't do nothing different.
I'm saying, like a lot of people.
Of course, you ain't finna be no astronaut. Did you aspire in science and start doing all that shit?
No, but
your life?
all I'm saying is you have to be honest with yourself about your capabilities. I use that as an example.
A person can be whatever they want to be. Don't never doubt.
That's what I was just saying. No, you can't.
Yes, you fucking can,
bruh.
Who told you that?
I just gave you the example.
That shit is
maybe you weren't born in the United States.
You
can't be.
Man, a doctor.
Why aren't you a doctor?
Man, because I made poor decisions. Because I made poor decisions.
Bro.
Okay,
I'll be honest. I made poor decisions. That don't mean I couldn't have been a doctor, though. That makes no sense. What stopped me from being a doctor? Because I didn't aspire to being what I wanted to be when I was a little kid. What'd you want to be when you grew up?
Shit. I really didn't know.
Well, you got it.
How many guys
dreamed of
being in the NBA, dreamed of being
if
in
it
the
was
NFL?
shit that you wanted to be, then that's what it was.
How many guys
want to
that dreamed of being in the NBA, dreamed of being in the NFL?
What'd you want to be?
Dreamed of being a big time.
What did you want to be, Chad?
Answer my question.
What you want to be, Chad? That was a joke. Why are you taking it so
Answer my
serious?
question. How many people you know wanted to be in the NBA or wanted to be in the NFL growing up?
You doing your thing, ain't you? Damn, anyway, it's my fault. Chet, what you want to be? I ain't talking about those people.
I'm talking about us. I'm talking about reality.
Now.
No.
This is reality.
When I was a kid, my answer doesn't matter, bro.
How not?
My answer, because what I'm talking about is we're talking about real life. I'm talking about for everybody. I'm talking about for the audience.
Yeah, for the audience.
Right. So how many people do you know want to be in the NFL? How many people you know wanted to be in the NBA? Dreamed as a kid playing basketball every day, playing football every day, playing soccer every day, whatever. How many people you know that didn't make it?
Shit, I know more people that did make it that didn't.
But am I right or am I wrong? There's
Shit, I know more people that did make it that didn't.
right?
Do I need to drop names?
There's people that didn't make it, right?
I know people. I know more people that did make it that didn't. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Ron Harper made it. Mark Baker made it. Chris Wright made it. That's Bunk and you remember Bunk? Remember Bunk?
Mr. Cook made it.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. Bro, come on, bro. It's a lot of people that I know a lot of people that made it more than people that didn't make it. Let's be honest. From Dayton, Ohio. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
So you think those few names that you just dropped, that they represent the majority of people?
No, I'm saying them the people that I knew that did make it.
But I'm talking about the majority of people.
I don't worry about the negative. I'm worried about the positives.
You're not even that's part of what I'm saying. I can't really get my point across because part of reality is accepting that there is positive and negative.
Whatever they want.
There is positive.
If my
and
son
negative.
watch this, bro, let this man know, bro. Tell him that he can do whatever he wants. If he want to be a basketball star or he want to be a football star, if he train enough, if he dedicated enough, if you making sure your grades are straight, if you literally be the star player. Man, what? My cousin Javi is literally a star player. It was just an All-American Bowl.
But we're gonna ignore the 99% of people that only make it to high school ball, and then 50% of them or a quarter of them make it to college ball, and then after that, like 10% of them make it to any kind of professional
we ain't talking
play.
about them. This ain't for y'all.
Right?
This ain't for y'all.
But I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about reality.
No, the reality is if they are doing what they supposed to be doing.
There are certain limitations. I have to accept that I cannot be anything I want to be. If I want to be if I want to be 6'3", I can't be that.
You don't have to be 6'3".
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to be 6'3", I can't be that.
What height are you?
If I wanted to be
so you saying there's people
I don't
that's
have
not,
the aptitude.
So you saying there's
to
people
do
that's
it. If I wanted, I could be a NASA scientist because I don't have the aptitude for that type of level of mathematics.
What you mean aptitude?
The ability to understand, comprehend, and learn that level of mathematics.
If you're not trying to understand it, learn it, or comprehend it, then what does that give you?
What did it give
the
you?
inability to do it, right?
I'm saying that you can learn anything.
I just said it. Bro. Nah, I'm being.
I really don't understand it either. I really you literally don't want to accept that.
Yeah,
people can want shit and it not happen for them.
You just said it yourself. You wanted to be a doctor.
That does happen 1,000 million.
Because I didn't.
It happens more often.
Okay, so then you're not the only person.
But I accepted that. There's no way you can't tell me I can't be what I can't want to be. What are you talking about?
So why do you feel like it's okay to criticize other people?
Man, I could have been a doctor if I wanted to. Is what I'm saying.
You
Facts.
said you wanted to when you was a kid. When you was a kid, you wanted to be a doctor.
But he don't even want to say what he wanted.
He did. He said it one time and gave us 7 different experiences he went through. Even fucking being it's not a priest, but you went through that, a phase in his life. It don't be like that. Come on, man, don't be like that.
I can't be like that.
You're trying to control the conversation.
See what I'm saying? I can't be real.
Just to make it a certain way.
Being quiet.
You're going to ignore 70 to 90% of reality.
When did I talk over it?
And so I there's no way I can make my point because you want to ignore 70% of reality. And the fact of the matter is, regardless of whether you agree or not, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of people that want to be things that they don't end up being and that they cannot be. And I'm using sports as an example. I'm using sports as an example because there are millions of kids that grow up in high school investing all their time and day and everything. And guess what? Maybe they want to make it to the Olympics. They don't, and then they try, they give it everything they got, and they don't make it, right? There are people that don't make it.
How many other ones?
Are there people that don't make it?
How many other ones?
Are there people that don't make it?
What have you asked the people that didn't make it, that did make it the next year because they trained harder? Do you even know those stories?
But what's the?
Do you even know the stories where they didn't even let black people in the Olympics?
You're gonna make you're gonna use a different thing. What are you talking about? You're gonna use a different thing, bro.
No, I'm being honest.
No, you're not being honest. You're not being honest with me right now.
How not?
Because you're not. Because you're just acting like that doesn't exist. Like it doesn't happen. Like people don't make it.
And what do? try harder next year, and then
maybe they don't. Are you saying that some people don't do that? Are you saying people that maybe they want to be in the Olympics and maybe they run out of funding, maybe they maybe they get too old, whatever. They don't. Maybe all I'm saying is, do you agree that people have dreams and they don't realize their dreams?
Nah.
You saying that everybody realizes their dreams?
I'm saying any person that strives to what they want to be can be whatever they want to be.
Hold on, answer my question. Does everybody reach their dreams?
Man, did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I did. Does everybody reach their dreams though?
Whatever dream that you aspire to, you can accomplish.
You can, but do they? Sure. I understand you can. You can be anything you want. I understand that part.
You're talking about,
you're saying
it's like age. Like you're talking about age.
What do you mean I'm talking about age?
That's why I said what I said. Like, what did you want to be when you grew up, Chet? Why ain't you even give me that? When you was a little bitty boy, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like a firefighter, doctor, policeman. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to be the weed man when I was growing up.
When you was a little bitty kid, you said I want to be a weed man.
I want to be the weed man. Yes.
Where did that idea come from?
That's just what I mean. I don't know.
I'm asking a question.
I don't know. Maybe because my parents sold drugs out of the house and they had parties every weekend. I don't know where it came from. Maybe because that's what I saw and I was like, that's what I would like to do. That looks like a fun fucking situation.
That's why you didn't want to say that?
It's not. I didn't want to say it because I'm trying to make my point and you won't let me because you just keep denying me the opportunity to make my point. You just want to act like what I'm saying doesn't exist.
No, you like never the fact even answered that question.
People, but it doesn't matter. And yes, I did do that.
You gotta watch these.
I didn't want to answer the question because I'm trying to make a point and you're trying to control the point.
No, I'm listening to the point that you're trying to make. Maybe you're taking it too long to get to your point.
No, I made my point. You just keep denying it like it doesn't exist. So I mean, it's
don't exist to me. To me, in my reality, whatever you inspire to be, you can be.
So
like we just had a black president because.
What about the young kid that wants to be a pilot? What about the young kid that wants to be a pilot and then he realizes that he's colorblind?
Excuse me?
What about the young kid that wants to be a pilot and then he realizes he's colorblind?
Which one?
Any of them.
Which one?
What do you mean? Which one?
So that was just a random thought that you just...
Any child. It's an example.
Is that...
It happens.
Do you have any type of proof to that?
What do you mean? You cannot be a fucking pilot if you're colorblind.
I'm asking a question. So I'm saying, do you have proof of that?
Like, do I know a person that was colorblind that couldn't be a pilot? No.
Go. So now you just reaching.
No, it's a real life example.
No,
though.
I'm saying, are you?
It happens to people.
No, I'm talking about real life shit.
It is a real life shit.
No, you're reaching.
I'm not reaching. I'm going back to the real life shit when I talk about. How many people you know that wanted to be in the NBA that aren't in the NBA?
All right, so let me ask you a question. Right?
Why do you not answer my questions at all? You just want to answer me with a question.
No, because I'm going back to what you just said about the colorblind person. You don't answer my questions,
right?
No, the colorblind
you don't answer my questions.
You said something about the NBA shit. You said something about the colorblind shit first. That's
okay, you want to go to the colorblind.
Yeah, that's what you said. So nobody told them before they aspired to be a pilot, right?
All right, so look, there's a movie called Little Miss Sunshine.
I'm asking a question.
I'm answering your question.
Nobody told him that, nah, man, you can't be no pilot.
At a certain point, like, they don't know. And then they learn it.
How long?
I don't know. The example I got this idea from is a movie called Little Miss Sunshine.
I hope y'all understand that this is not realistic. Go ahead.
What do you mean it's not realistic?
Because I'm talking about we kids.
You saying that a person can't think that they want to be a pilot, their family or somebody around them doesn't realize
they're colorblind. They're colorblind. They're
maybe they don't realize they're colorblind.
They're inspired.
No, I'm saying
maybe they don't
realize they're colorblind.
So nobody ever tells them that since they are colorblind, you can't be a pilot?
But listen,
maybe they don't know they're colorblind.
Okay, so once they found out they were colorblind, nobody told them they wasn't allowed to be a pilot?
That's exactly my point.
Where did colorblind come from?
That's exactly my point.
Where did colorblind come from?
Look, I'm saying, look, say I'm 5 years old and I'm like, I want to be a pilot. And at 5 years old, I don't realize I'm colorblind. And say for 8 years, right?
You got all the characteristics.
And I'm 13 years old. Hold on, let me speak. So I'm 13 years old, and I go to an eye doctor, and all of a sudden, we learn that I'm colorblind. So for 8 years, I wanted to be a pilot. And they told me I can be anything I want to be.
Yeah.
And then I learned that I'm colorblind.
Yeah.
And now I can't be anything I want to be because I can't be a pilot.
They got glasses for that now, though.
What do you mean? What's
They
wrong
got
with
glasses
that?
for that now, though. They got technology.
That's a good one.
They got glasses for that now. What?
That's a good
I done
one.
watched plenty of motherfucking got them in TikTok. They motherfucking get them
that's
in
a good one.
YouTube
like,
videos.
We didn't think about that.
She's not wrong. That is like 5 years.
We didn't think about that.
But they got them now.
That's why I be like
just like hearing aids.
Go ahead.
So
They
if
got
it
big
happened
boy
to
shit
somebody
going on.
30 years ago, like it matters.
Yeah. No, it didn't matter back then. Go
Right?
ahead, Chet.
Like it doesn't
Go ahead,
matter.
Chet.
My point
Go
is
ahead.
that we all have limitations. We all have our abilities, our aptitudes,
Now,
and
that
the
is
things that we
reality.
can and can't do.
That's what
And
makes us
all I've
unique.
ever been trying to say
That's
is
what makes
that
us
you
unique.
got to accept that. You have to accept that about yourself, whatever your limitations are. And no, you can't be anything you want to be. There are fucking limitations in this
Ain't no
world.
limitations.
There are limitations.
I don't think so.
Who
You can strive
Let's
for
go
it.
back to the WWE.
You can strive for it.
Hey, let's go back to the WWE. You trying to
But
tell
not
me?
everybody's
You trying to
gonna
tell
make
me?
it.
You trying to tell me everybody?
You think
in
everybody
WWE
that wants to
63?
be Mariah
Is everybody
Carey
in
is
WWE
Mariah
63?
Carey?
No,
You
I'm
think
not
everybody
saying
that
that.
wants
No,
albums?
I'm asking
You
you.
think
I'm not
every
saying
little
that.
girl
Everybody
out
in
there
WWE
that
63?
wants to
You know what I'm saying?
that wants to
There
be
is some-
Rihanna can be Rihanna?
No, what I'm
Let's
saying
go
is
back. Let's go back to WWE.
somebody out
can't.
there can be that though.
Yeah.
Whether it's one or two
One
people out
out
the
of
whole
how many
world.
billion?
All I'm saying, there's somebody out there
But
that's
I'm
gonna
saying
figure
is,
out the fuck
but
out.
is everybody gonna
That's
make
when
it? That's
inventions
my
come
point.
in.
My point is
That's
Everybody
when
can
inventions
make
come
it.
in.
no, not everybody can make it.
Yes, they can.
Not everybody can be Rihanna.
Yes, you
It
can.
would water down the thing. It wouldn't even be
It
worth
no
it
matter.
anymore.
There's no way.
You know, we can't be Rihanna because Rihanna is Rihanna. You're gonna be you. You are gonna be
And you can be better than Rihanna.
Period.
Talk that shit.
I'm just
That's
saying.
what I want to say.
You don't have to be
Facts.
like nobody.
I don't care what
Be
nobody's
yourself.
talking
about.
You like, I got that same swag
Completely
and some
derailed.
extra.
Ain't no,
What?
nah, we being real. I want it to be
saying.
real for a second.
It's just if you're gonna tell people to believe in themselves,
That
believe
is
in
being
yourself,
real.
bro.
To tell everybody
Believe
that you
in
be
you.
Believe
I'm not
in
saying
yourself,
I'm not
man.
saying not to believe in yourself.
No,
I'm saying
we
get
weren't
to
saying
know
that.
yourself.
Believe that you can do whatever
we
you
was
set
talking
your
about being
mind
authentic
to.
and talking about being real to ourselves. And I'm saying you have to understand yourself. And if you have Down syndrome, you have to understand that there's certain things that you can and cannot do.
You ain't
If
gonna
you
be able
have
to
any kind of
understand
mental-
nothing if you
if
got
got
Down
mental health-
syndrome.
If you've got mental
No,
health
not
issues,
even
if
that.
there's certain things that you
Not
got to
even
deal
that.
with if you got mental health issues.
Hey,
If you got a club foot,
but
there's
if you
certain
mess
things
with
you gotta
God, though,
realize
if you
got.
mess with
If
God,
you're colorblind, if
you
you're
know what
blind,
you do?
if you're deaf,
You pray
whatever,
with
there's
him. You pray to
limitations. Different
him,
people have
and you
different
leave it in his
limitations.
hands, and it's gonna be there.
He said,
What? You put in the work, and he gonna put in the work too.
He
bro.
said blind. So we got Ray Charles.
Don't
we got
matter.
Steve.
And that nigga play piano.
Yeah, and he
that
accepted
nigga
his
was
reality.
famous ass
What
musician.
the fuck does that have to do
Blind
with
as
anything?
fuck.
Ain't nothing stop
Ain't
you.
no
I don't-
limitations to
there's no-
nothing. I'm
Talk
just
to
trying to
him.
say that.
Me too.
But I was just trying to
That's
say
all.
that though.
I definitely
You like if
disagree.
you blind, I'm
There's
like
no
even if
limitation.
you blind.
I think if you was
What's
honest
for
with
you gonna
yourself,
be for
you would
you,
realize
baby.
that there's not everything you can do.
There's
You
no
just can't. You
limitation.
can't do everything.
Man, you
If
can
you
do
want
do
this nigga was
anything.
going
Not
like
everybody
this.
can be
You can
Michael
do
Jordan.
anything.
Not everybody
What?
can be LeBron
Within-
Finger
James.
within
waving,
law.
Not
do
everybody
it.
can be
Finger waving.
all these different things.
And
Within
call
law.
all the vibes.
A lot of
Within
people
law.
don't make it, and you have to accept that. A lot of times you get to a point in your life where you realize that you may not be able to do the things that you wanted to do
And
because you
still
have
talking
limitations.
about a point in your life.
What do you mean? That's what I was talking about with the colorblind.
That's
We don't,
experience.
ain't no
With
point.
the colorblind.
It's a speed bump. It's just a speed
Man,
bump.
that's
What
your.
are you
that's
talking
your-
about?
That's
As long
your,
as I wake up every day, I can be better than I was yesterday. I can do whatever I want to do.
You're not
today.
going to be an astronaut.
Why not?
Why
you gonna
not?
be a doctor.
Well, I mean,
Tell me, if you want to be an astronaut today, could you be an astronaut?
right now, if they wipe my motherfucking goddamn
If they
cases,
did this, if they did that. But
Yeah,
could
I
you be
can.
an astronaut right now if you wanted to be an astronaut?
that's not what I inspire.
So
to
you have
do.
a limitation, right?
of what I can do because of my past.
Okay, but you have a limitation, right?
Of what I can do because of my past.
But it is a
guess-
limitation, right?
But at first, I had no
You
limitations.
are agreeing that is a limitation.
No, I had no limitations.
But
at
at this
first.
point, we're talking about today. We're talking about reality. You have a limitation, correct?
On
Can
what,
you be a
like,
doctor
on-
today?
Not because of my past,
Okay.
but I could go to. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I'm only 36 years old. How many years you need to be a doctor? 8 years. I'm still young. I would still be young. If I could go and be a doctor, I would do it. You could do it in 8 years. 10 at the most. What does that make me? 46 years old? Who would stop me from doing that if they let me?
I think my approach is looking at the
Who would
reality of
stop
my
me from
situation.
doing that if
Right
they
now,
let me?
Right now, you.
Nobody would stop me from doing that if they let me.
But
Just so I can take care of you when you sick. You feel me?
Hold on.
Just so I can have that,
But I mean,
but
you're being stopped
live
by
with those.
your choices, right?
Yeah, my past choices.
You're being stopped by your choices, but
My
it's
past
still a
choices.
limitation. And so, if you decided right now today that you wanted to be a doctor,
But I didn't
it's not
have these
It's
limitations.
not really a realistic goal,
But
right?
I didn't have these. To be
But
honest,
would it be
I
a
didn't have,
realistic goal?
No, I didn't have these
Right.
limitations on me. I placed
understand
them
that.
upon me.
I understand
Does
that.
that make sense? Like I placed them
I
upon
completely
me.
understand.
I was free to do whatever. I could have been a doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You could have been.
Swill wanted to be a model. He could have been
can
a
you
model.
be?
You know what I'm saying? Antonio wanted to be a chef. He was going to be a
Sure.
chef. You know what I'm saying? Like
But now,
like,
now I come back to
whoever wanted to be what they wanted to be can accomplish what they want to be.
The reality includes the past, right? It includes some of the decisions that we made, and that goes for me too, right? And so as I move forward, right, I personally look at the limitations that I have in front of me. I'm realistic with myself about what I can be. I don't go and pretend that I could be an astrophysicist. For me, I know that I don't have the capability to get through that math, right? It is what it is. There's a lot of people that go to school and fail.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like everybody passes. It's not like everybody makes it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
But everybody learns different as well too.
So for me, that's all I'm saying is that there's limitations. I can't be anything.
That's not a limitation.
I want
That's
it
the
is a
reality.
Exactly, but that reality has a limitation to it, right? You can't be a doctor today, right? Because of your past, because of the choice you made in the past.
But
as
otherwise
of today,
than that, I could.
I understand
Let's be
that,
honest.
but you can't because of that.
Because
Let's
it's
be honest,
my decisions.
Exactly.
Being me. Being accountable and responsible
I
of
understand
me.
I understand that.
And a lot of people don't do that.
But what I'm saying is that other people have different other limitations. Maybe they have an intellectual limitation.
A what?
You know, an intellectual limitation.
Of what?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you heard of people that were like given special education classes, or you know what I mean, because they had intellectual.
I understand.
You know, they lower IQ or whatever the situation is, right?
Fine.
Maybe a trouble focusing,
And that's fine.
or whatever.
That don't mean they can't work either.
I'm not saying that they can't
It's
work,
just the compatibility may be different.
But they have to. To me, they have to accept those things. Maybe you don't like the word limitations, but they have to accept those challenges in their life. They have to accept those parts, and then make their decisions based on those. Right? To me, there are certain things that you just can't get beyond. And so,
that's what I don't like, the limitation part. Challenges sound better because look, right? What is a challenge?
You know, if you're not born in the United
challenge?
States, you can't be the president of the United States.
But what's it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can still be the governor.
But you can't be the
California.
president. But you can't be the president
until they change the law.
Right. But nonetheless.
So look, if they change the law for that, right? But they don't change the law for me to go and since I got convicted felon of whatever, they don't change the law for me to where I can't go and still be a doctor. Does that make sense? Or what if they change the law for me so I can go and be a doctor and they forgive all that, but they don't change the law of if you from overseas you can't be president? Does that make sense?
I mean, they can change any laws.
Like,
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
That's out of my control, though.
Laws,
that's out of my control. But that doesn't keep me from being what I am.
You're right. There are things that are out of our control. That's part of what I'm talking about. There are limitations out there that are out of our control. That's not a limitation, though. Yeah, it is.
It's not.
Because there are laws out there that prevent us from doing certain things.
I thought it was a law that
right.
I thought it was a law that the only people who go to space was NASA, and then Elon Musk went.
There wasn't never a law.
Sure.
There were other people going up there, and then it's not like he didn't. If there was a law, it's not like they didn't change the law so he could do it. They were working with commercial flights, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
When Bush Jr. Got rid of NASA and the space shuttle, like there was no other option but to go private.
I mean, think about it.
And it's not you talking about just the United States. It's not like other countries didn't have people
doing it. Think about it.
You know
Come on, man.
I mean,
how is the sky the limit? You talking about limitations? How the sky the limit when motherfuckers got footprints on the moon? Bars. Bars. How the sky the limit when
we were talking about like wearing our mask and being our authentic selves, and one of my pillars to being myself is accepting myself as I am, and whether we want to look at those as limitations, capabilities, it's looking at pros and cons. To me, it's looking at the pros and the cons. It's looking at my reality as it sits today. What's my current situation? Who am I? Am I doing right?
Dilligan ain't gonna do this. Chet, I challenge you since we was talking about challenge, I challenge you to understand that you have no limitations, bro.
I'm okay. I'm okay with realizing that
I
there's certain things.
I look up to you.
I
Like all the
realize-
things you done went through, all the things you've been through, all the things you done seen and shit. I ain't never seen that shit, been over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I love our conversations. I love to have those type of you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like with this
close my
podcast,
eyes.
right? Like, hear me out real quick. It's kind of like with this podcast. I realize that not everybody's gonna like me. I don't think that I will ever reach like
They gonna love you.
A level of like
They gonna love you.
Rogan or somebody.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
will. Better than them. Like, share, goddamn, subscribe, ASAP, immediately. You feel me? They gonna love you.
But that's
Cause you
okay
real
for
as
me.
fuck, bro.
That's okay for me
Real as
because
fuck.
I accept that whoever is attracted to who I am and I entertain them or I make them think or whatever, because really that's one of my goals. I just want people to think. I don't care what your opinion is. We can agree or disagree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And I like that.
But
that's why she was being so. I'm like, nah, it ain't that serious. We should be, you know. I'm a challenger.
I'm okay to be challenged. I gotta be able to get my point out. But anyway, other than that, I mean, overall, like that's I'm okay with that. I don't want a bunch of yes people. I don't. You know what I mean? I want people that are not afraid to pull my collar. Now, I get to make the decision after you pull my collar if I want to listen to you or not. Yeah. Advice is not meant to be taken; it's meant to be given. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I get to choose whether I take it or not, just like my advice to you. And I've always treated you like that. I do believe I've always treated you like that. I don't like people that do that to other people. But as far as like being myself, no, I understand that I'm going to say things that offend people. I'm going to say things that people aren't going to like. You know what I mean? I accept that. Is that a limitation? Is that a challenge? Am I bothered by it? No, not really. But I accept that as part of my reality.
Okay. And in the midst of, why not reach out to those folks? Make sure you comment, y'all. Comment. Why not reach out? Why not reach out to those folks? What is it that you don't like? You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying
ain't about it. Like
if I have an opinion about something,
it ain't about acceptance. It ain't about acceptance or nothing. Like, but what is it?
I'm gonna have opinions that people don't like. That's just the way the world works right now.
Exactly, and that's why I said it ain't about acceptance. However, it's like I want to hear everybody's side.
I'm cool with that too.
Like I want to hear everybody's point
I'm
of
more
view.
than happy to have any guest on the show.
Everybody's perspective,
from any walk of life.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just. T.I. said it the best. He said, I'm willing to sit down with anybody that got some sense. Because we going to get somewhere. If you got some sense, just some sense. And he didn't say the highest quality, because you know how T.I. use all them big ass words. Shout out to Tip. But like he never said like you got to have the highest quality of understanding. He never said that. He just said some sense. Meaning some type of common ground that we can relate to. Yeah. Some type of, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if I got to have a translator right here and you got a translator over there. Like what I'm saying and what you saying should at least be common ground. Balance is beauty. You're going to have some give and you're going to have some take. You're going to have some bad. You're going to have some good. Yeah, you're gonna have to have. I definitely agree with that. It's going to always be
reality as it is.
No, but what I'm saying is that don't mean it's a limitation though, because whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish.
At this point, really is. I think we both have an understanding of what we're saying. You know, life isn't always puppies and rainbows. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's good days, there's bad days.
I mean, it's just crazy because
people respond to be honest, people respond to you negatively. You know
to be honest, from my perspective, from since I've been on this earth, the people who got the puppies and the rainbows, one going through all the suicidal situations.
Yeah, I think it looks like puppies and rainbows.
And they going all through the depression situations. And they going through all this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like. I remember growing up and looking at the superstar. I remember growing up and
a lot of people play characters on there. You know, you said
the faces.
And, you know what I mean? And they play characters. And there are a lot of people on the internet and on the news and in the media and in whatever influencers. They are playing a part. They are playing a character.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
it ain't really them. You get around them and you like if something happened to them and you interview their people like King Von, for instance. You know what I mean? They putting all these murders on him now that he dead and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
the new thing. You put all the cases.
Yeah,
on
you know what I mean?
people.
Like, now that he dead and stuff. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
like, if you get around the people that was around him, like, oh, he was a cool person. He was wholehearted. He was this. He took care of his, you know, he was super loyal to, you know what I mean, what he, you know what I mean? Like, he was a father. You know what I mean? So it's like, good dad. So you going to get that face, like we was talking about face, you going to get that face too of people who know him interpersonally. You know what I'm saying? Now, who knows what type of demons he was fighting when he was doing that.
But
other
I like
face,
those people
you know
that
what I'm
when you
saying?
meet them, they are just authentically who they are.
All the time.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I try to be.
When I met your brother, that's what I recognized in him. That's why
what I try to be.
That's why that's the
Like,
only dude I ever asked for his number.
Like, that's what I try
And
to
that's
be.
why I called him and like, hey, I'll just let's hang out.
And
know what I mean?
maybe my oldest brother, shout out to big bro. Like, maybe my oldest brother and me like came from a different type of, even though we was raised in the same household, maybe we just came from different eras.
But
you know what I'm saying? And I respect the
definitely did
eras.
come from a different era.
Like, I definitely respect the eras.
And he's not.
But I can't go against what they did. These, like, what? These niggas.
Each one of y'all was different.
Like,
to
it ain't like when I got here.
Rebels.
It ain't like when I got here, these niggas was saints. You feel me?
No.
So I can only, like, basically
In many
take what
ways,
they
he
gave
raised
me.
you to be things that he wasn't.
Now, the thing is, all I did was
Or to be a better person, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like,
he
that's
was
all I
learning-
did. That's all I
was
did.
He was
They
like,
didn't hide nothing from
I'm
me.
gonna make sure
They
Justin
just, like,
understands
do
things
something
that I
different.
didn't understand.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't have
they just
nobody
gave me
to
the
show
game.
him, so let me make sure I show him.
They just gave me the game.
And he
like,
talked to you whether you was 3 years old or 13 years old.
I didn't
He
know.
gonna talk
I
to
didn't
you
know
the
nothing
same
about
way.
no Pinewood until they took me over there. I didn't know nothing about Pinewood.
Oh man, you ain't
Facts.
sound like the victim.
No, I'm not sounding like the victim. I'm just being honest of what I was exposed to. I didn't know nothing about Pinewood until they took me over there.
Mm-hmm.
Just being all the way honest, like, I didn't know nothing about that. Having to fight for somebody took my big wheel, and I'm crying, running like, bro, you took my big wheel. Yeah, bro, and Antonio like, you better go get your big wheel back,
Right.
or shit, I guess we going home without it. I looked up at my brother like, are you serious? You are enormous. You big as hell. You can goddamn
They'll get your
take
own
it from
shit.
you can take it from the little kid, and then
He was lacking.
you probably either fucking his mom, or
Like,
you could be
this
doing
little
something.
nigga was
Now, I'm
lacking.
being honest about
That
Pinewood.
nigga was lacking as a kid, and his big brother
Like-
wasn't going.
Like, I'm like, you
Period.
could be goddamn, you could handle this situation.
But you go handle it. It's
You know what I'm saying?
yours. That's when somebody's teaching you something. That's when somebody teaching you
Shit,
something.
ever since then, nobody took nothing from me.
Exactly. An example.
Real shit. Hey, but guess
Lesson
what?
learned.
But guess
Lesson
what?
learned.
But guess what? Then I got my mom, though. Gotta wake up early mornings. We going to feed the homeless. We going to So regardless of anybody taking something from me, like, I'm here to give real more. Cause yeah, Antonio did a lot to me, but my mom did everything for me.
But we were like that. That's one thing. That's one reason why we got along so well, was because we were just, like we could be anything. We could talk about anything. Like, I didn't have to hide nothing from him. I might say some stupid shit, and he would call me out on it. But I can say that stupid shit. You know what
You're
I mean?
allowed to.
Know that I wasn't going to be judged by it,
or it's
know
not
that
going to
I
be brought up
wasn't gonna
later.
be treated different.
That's,
know that I wasn't
times
going to
was
be
different
thrown
back
under
then.
the bus by it.
Times was different
I wasn't
back
gonna
then.
have it like people coming up to me later on talking about I heard
Talking
this.
about I heard, yeah.
You know what I
times
mean?
was different back then.
You know what I mean? Like,
times was different back then.
And we were different. He and you know what I mean. That's what we recognized in each other, right?
To be honest, that's why I said, like, your family. That's
we
more than a
can do
friendship.
that.
That's more than a friendship. That's an actual
Bond.
yeah.
It's a bond.
My nigga, she give me one, bro. That was fire. That was fire, man. A bond. That it is.
Say.
That seals
Hey.
the deal.
But the
man.
truth is,
What's
like,
how that
you
song
can't
go?
do it. Like that's just the reality, right? You cannot do that with everybody because there are a lot of people that will,
use that against you.
use it against you, take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And that's just, so I guess in a way, like, to bring this back around to the three masks or whatever we want to talk about, the faces,
And when is it ever too real to be real?
When is it ever too real to be real?
That shit is crazy.
You know, what's the answer? What's your answer?
My answer of 3 persons is, I remember, like, you know what I'm saying, being in a program, and they said it's okay to act as if. It's okay. Sometimes you got to. Like,
they just want you to be good. That's like shit like teachers and shit. They just want you to be good.
Hold on, it's on you.
It don't even be your real interest, it's just...
It's on you next. It's on you next. But, like, as far as the acting as if, wearing your mask, let's just go back to the movie. Mask. With the dude with the clear eyes.
Jim Carrey.
Clear eyes is awesome.
Jim Carrey and my fucking...
Talk to dude.
What's my white blonde bitch name?
He was Cameron
Diaz.
Yeah, now look, what happened?
She stuck the shit in her fucking neck.
What was dude name though? What was dude name that used to be on the Clear Eyes?
Frocker.
They used to be on the Clear Eyes
What are y'all talking about?
No, you talking about the nigga that...
The movie The Mask.
Jim
Carrey.
Yeah, and Cameron Diaz.
But
what was the dude that he went and saw about the mask that used to be on the Clear Eyes commercial?
Oh, his name was Derek.
Clear Eyes.
His name was Derek. His name was Derek.
The old guy?
Yeah.
No, the white man.
No, he wasn't
white.
About, I don't think he was white.
Oh my gosh, I used to know.
He was on the...
He is most famous for going Bueller.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Yes, he
is.
That's and then he went to the Clear Eyes commercials.
Yes. And he's
Clear
actually
Eyes.
like an economist.
Awesome.
His name
if
is
you want clear eye, get clear eyes. Like you feel me? Like he had that. He was first. Yeah, he was first.
Don't fucking stop me.
Throw up them gang
Don't fucking stop me.
I can't remember. His name is like.
I know. Sex.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. You said little sex. I know.
He said sex sells.
I look good right here. Hey, my cash out NaeNizzle.
Then you got the old face. You got the sex face.
Get with me. I'm like, I set you up. I'm about to be your manager.
Yeah.
Fuck off me, nigga.
We
What did you pulling on me for?
We gonna see who manager who. You put your goddamn. She put her goddamn cash app out there, not mine. All right, listen. Go back to what we was talking.
That's not nice.
Guess what that is? That's
Why
not.
do you act like
what
that?
What is that not?
No.
What is that not?
No.
What is that not?
Because I copyright that shit.
What is that not? It's copyrighted.
What is it
right
not?
Now. Not nice.
Hey, nigga, you answer the question. I asked him.
No, I asked.
No, you don't, because it came from me.
No, you didn't. Because I asked.
You are a thiefus. Bro, you was a thiefus.
And now you're using my stuff?
Bro, you was a thiefus.
Who said that? Exactly what she just said.
Stealing and all type of shit.
Steeping and stealing and
and all type of shit.
Willing and dealing with the finessing and all that.
All that. Be quiet. Don't say nothing.
All right, look. Back to the lab again.
Saying, though.
Back to the lab again.
Back to the lab again.
Hey, you be so ready to get back to the point after you steal somebody's shit.
I didn't steal your shit. You just stole Stephen from me. So Stephen.
Because I piggyback off with the fucking where you got it from. Who did he get it from in the first place?
No, not you. Stephenson.
Shut up. I said, where you got Stephenson off at?
No, I didn't get that from you. I got the what's that? Not nice.
What did you piggyback
and what
off?
What you doing right now? That's what I was piggyback. Look, she's salty.
I'm not salty.
Because that's what
there's no talking to you. It's like a dead end wall.
All right, well let me talk.
It's not that serious. Someone to accept
let me talk.
He can have it.
My wall up.
Go ahead.
Let me talk.
From some guy.
All right, thank you. All right, so anyway.
What's the question again?
No, we talking about
when is it too real to be real?
Yeah, it was not only that, the faces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that. So what I feel about that is just be yourself. Not only that, you know what I mean? Be real. And if you're being real with yourself, why not be real to everybody else? Don't feel that vulnerability part. Don't care about that vulnerability.
If you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. If you don't care about nobody judging you, you don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I just want to pick it out on you.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say that.
How do you feel about it?
Cause
when it's being real, too real.
Because you know what?
What about the three faces? Go ahead.
So we know everybody got boundaries, right? But you can, even with the most motherfucking goddamn vulnerable person, that you're supposed to have your guard up with, you'll let it down. that's where, like, it can be different. Say it's like it's one topic, right? But it can go like 12 different ways. That conversation can go 12 different ways. But for me, all I'm saying is it's not even for me. I'm just saying in general. Bruh, just, man, be your fucking self. Be yourself. And even if you gotta wear a fucking mask, the way, it's not even wearing a mask. You know what it is? That's part of your characteristic. You have a characteristic. That's not nothing bad to have. That's something that's labeled. You know what? You can adapt to the situation. Period. It's not going to offend you. It's not going to do nothing. You just understand. You want to have an input.
And fuck they labels too, right?
No, that's not. Man, why would you say none of my shit? You don't say that. No, stop. Right? No, because mine was positive.
No, I was saying what you were saying.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
I thought it was my turn.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
I thought it was my turn.
No, what are you doing?
No, never mind.
It's on man, chat. No.
Never mind.
No, it's on me.
No, it's on
you
chat.
You can't cut me off.
It's on chat. It's over.
Hey.
No.
You see what happened? No. You see what happened, bro?
No.
Get hated on.
All right, no, ain't no hater.
Get hated on.
Ain't no hater.
I sit to the side.
All right, it's on you, Chat. Go ahead. How do you feel about the situation with the faces and the situation when it's like too real to be too real?
I don't think it's ever a bad time to be yourself.
Be yourself at all times.
It's on Chat.
I think that when you get to know yourself, you can understand other people a lot better. Like, once you understand how you tick, you understand a little bit better how other people tick. I think that one of the best gifts that we can give ourselves in this life is to get to know ourselves. Like, to really know ourselves and to accept ourselves. I think when you get that in tune, you get closer to being one. Like, you get closer to the one. You know what I mean? It's like you said earlier, you got that inner understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all encompassing, really.
Yeah,
but
it's a journey.
I think you start to realize like how karma works a little bit, how disrespect works a little bit. You start to understand some things. And I just think that it's just for me, I've demanded it all my life. I really have. And if I find myself in a context where I can't be myself, I probably am not going to stay too long. You know, I had to do it as a child because I wasn't in control. And I didn't have the freedom of choices sometimes. You know what I mean? To change my situation. But as an adult,
or your surroundings or your area.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I can move. I can shift. I've had that freedom. I've given myself that freedom. I mean, some of that's my choices. You know what I mean? Like, I can pick up and go at any time. I don't have to stay nowhere. Nobody holds anything over my head. You know what I mean? Like, and that's because to me it's about a freedom to be myself.
Let me ask a question, right? So, you ever been in a situation where you couldn't just go, or you couldn't just leave?
Well, I mean, I've been in jail and stuff. Yeah, I've been in the Navy.
I'm not talking about
just
freedom.
Leave the Navy.
I ain't talking about service. I'm talking about a situation where
like a kidnapping, like somebody's hostage type situation.
That's even more. That's a good one though. Like that was really, really goddamn far fetched. Nah, I ain't talking about that.
I mean, what are you saying?
I'm talking about a situation like you wanted to go, but you couldn't. Like you had a girlfriend house, or maybe at your mom's house, or maybe you at this apartment, but you wanna not really be there, or you struggling with the bills, or you know what I'm saying, like you basically like kind of feel like you stuck in a place that you really don't want to be, but you there because you gotta be there. That makes sense.
I mean, sure. I think yeah. I mean, I think that's part of life. Like sometimes shit sucks, but I mean, as far as
so
like,
is that where you had?
So like, but like,
so
if I'm in a living situation and I'm living with somebody that I don't get along with, and then maybe it's their place, I'm gonna get the fuck out. And no, I'm not staying.
I'm listening.
I don't stay where I don't want to be. I'm not wanted.
But you saying where you don't feel wanted, right? Not where you not wanted, but where you don't feel wanted, right? Because that's an emotional trait, correct?
Okay.
Because what if she not making you feel like you want it, but your pitch in on the bills is enough for you can really stay there. Maybe you're not humble enough, or maybe you're not willing enough to really understand the sensible part of it because you got your emotions or your feelings involved. Does that make sense? Because if you didn't have that involved, then it probably wouldn't be a situation. You're still taking care of the dishes that you got. You're still making sure you put the seat down. You're still making sure you got, hey man, don't play with me, man. I do this for real. I really do this. Like, not just the comedy part, but the realist part too. That's why I said this Charleston white nigga, I don't agree with him 100%, but I agree with him like, yeah. Because who gives a fuck? Fuck what they think and fuck what they gonna think. They don't care anyway.
I mean, that's
like,
kind of the part. That's part of what you realize as you kind of come up through it once you get to know yourself.
No way.
And if you put yourself in some different context too, once you kind of take yourself out of your own like little bubble, I think it's important to do that. I know I try to do that. It's harder and harder these days because the way the algorithms are set up. But I mean,
what algorithm are you talking about?
I'm talking about like on the internet. Like you don't. Like, you know, what they call Black Twitter or whatever. Like, there you can get into certain feeds. Like,
that's
my mom
crazy.
Is not going to see certain shit from the other side.
Hey, can I be honest?
She's not going to really get.
Let me be honest real quick. I mean to like cut you off. My cousin is allowed to get on Black Twitter. Period. I've approved, and what on my brother back there, he's approved, and on my brother Swill Diamond, R.I.P. both of them, bro. They approved too. Facts.
No, but what I'm saying.
And Renee approved. You approve he allowed to get on Black Twitter?
Yeah,
man, what? And Renee approved. Nigga, NaeNizzle approved too. Facts. So you allowed to get on Black Twitter and say whatever you want.
I'm not saying.
Because you go do the same. Yeah, you can.
Say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, you can, bro.
There are certain things that I cannot say.
It's wild because you don't use the N word, but I feel like you my nigga. And how many times you heard that
There's
shit?
a lot of people that would not give a fuck that you have given me a pass. And I'm not going to use that word anyway, because it's the new...
I'm not being patronizing.
It's the new...
Am I being patronizing? My fault.
To me, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't being patronizing. Maybe that wasn't the word you were thinking about. What other word was it?
With that being said, we're about at the 2-hour mark.
Intimidating.
10.
That's the word I was looking for.
Intimidated by him.
Intimidating.
He'd have to be a lot drunker.
I'm not saying that you did, but
he'd have to be a
for
lot
me,
drunker,
it made me want to go
higher.
outside. Like, I know
he'd have to be a lot drunker and a lot higher.
I wasn't being intimidating.
For me to feel intimidated.
I wasn't being intimidated. No, I'm saying he allowed to speak on Black Twitter. That man damn near.
And that's only
me and him the
I
same complexion, y'all. That's all I'm
drunk,
saying.
He might actually swing.
Me and y'all the same.
He wouldn't swing it if he was sober, but if he was drunk, he might.
No.
Hey.
Never swing on you.
Anyway,
my light shine bright. Do you see it over here?
I don't feel like going to sleep. I don't feel like going to sleep.
It's only bouncing off your fucking
We'll never swing on Chet. I don't feel like going to sleep.
I don't even punch back.
Man, I don't feel like going to sleep. You hear me?
Brightness only bounces off your fucking
Because I know he's going to
lenses.
protect all this. I'm not going to fight back.
Look at
He's
me,
lying.
though.
He's lying. He's lying. His purple hat and him is fucking lying. Okay? If somebody
nice.
swing on my cousin,
That's not nice.
he's going to protect himself
What is that not?
accordingly.
What is that
I
not?
actually use very
Not
well.
nice.
I am going to protect myself at all times.
No, I'm being honest. Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe, leave some comments, give us your
I'm
thoughts.
sorry.
Let us know what you think.
I am sorry.
Give us ideas, topics you'd like to hear about, the whole 9. Love y'all. See you next time.
Always love.